And he pulls the trigger and blasts one out of here.
Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network is brought to you by the original Louisiana hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Your local Ford dealers, proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Your local Hyundai dealer, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law. Get the strong arm. Arrow Exterminators. Make the right call and protect your home or business from pests by calling 888-GO-ARROW. Peachtree Orthopedics. Same day, evenings and Saturdays. It's time to get better. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Atlanta Braves. Yanmar Tractors and Engines, an official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Your Atlanta area Lexus dealer. Experience amazing. Simply Sport, the official CBD partner of your Atlanta Braves. TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. City of Hope, Atlanta, making hope a reality for cancer patients throughout the Southeast. Attorney Ken Nugent, one call, that's all. Xfinity, get the fastest connection to the Braves and stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Pennington Grass Seed, official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. ServPro, when disaster strikes, call ServPro to make it like it never even happened. Saya LTL Freight, the official freight and logistics company of the Atlanta Braves. Corona Extra, La Playa awaits. Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. IBEW Local 613. Truist Park keeps the lights on with IBEW 613 electricians. The Battery Atlanta's own ASW Distillery, home of the award-winning Fiddler Bourbon. TYM Tractors, a winning lineup, together as one. Tonight, the division battle rolls on from Citi Field in New York as Drake Baldwin and the Braves take on Pete Alonso and the New York Mets. This is Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network, lit by Louisiana hot sauce.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Atlanta Braves baseball. Tonight from Citi Field in New York, it's Game 3 in a series of 4 between the Braves and the Mets. On the mound for the Braves tonight, right-hander Didier Fuentes, and he faces fellow right-hander Clay Holmes. It's great to have you with us, alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. And, Darren, the Braves have a chance to win a series tonight. How about that? Big wins in the first 2 games of this series and a chance to lock one up tonight with one left to play.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we talked about this before the series even started. If you come up here and you split the series, you can understand going home satisfied. I wouldn't say happy. But now the Braves have an opportunity to really do some damage here to win potentially 3, maybe even 4 games. I
like what you said last night. If you win tonight, you can get greedy tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that plan. Well, if the Braves win tonight, they'll do something that they've not done since 1974. We've been talking about the Braves' successes versus the Mets this season. Braves are 5-0 versus the Mets this year. The last time the Braves won the first 6 meetings against the Mets in a season was 1974. None of us in this room were even born. So you win that one, you'd be 6-0 versus the Mets. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, you know, it's an oddity of the schedule to play the Mets this many times, 7 times in just 10 days. And Braves caught them at the right time. And that doesn't discount what the Braves have done. You know, last night we saw Matt Olson with two out RBI hits with runners in scoring position. And those are the kind of things the Braves have to do to win games regardless of who they're playing. But they've caught this Mets team when they're scuffling a little bit. And as you mentioned, they got a chance to make some history here tonight, go 6-0 against them.
Yeah, well, in order to do that, they'll need a good start out of Didier Fuentes. You've had an opportunity now to digest his Major League debut. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, my opinion, so we'll say this, that first game in Miami, we bring up a 20-year-old to start. You know, we felt like we were maybe punting the game. But now that I've had time to digest how Didier performed in that game, I'm a little more bullish on it because the kid's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's only pitched in 6 games above A-ball in the minor leagues. And he went out there and he threw 5 innings in a big league game, didn't get rattled by the 3-run home run, and only had 1 walk. So, and the stuff really is good. You know, if we improve the location a little bit here today, he could just go out and have a nice game. Certainly a veteran lineup here in New York, and they're gonna prepare for him in a different way. But he's got a little bright future ahead of him, and I do like what he did in that first game more than I did when it happened.
I'm excited to see what he does in the big city tonight in the 3rd game of this series. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game, live on the air and streaming free on the app.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station.
The Fan.
When we come back, I'll introduce you to the starting lineups, and after that, we'll have the first pitch of the game, Braves and the Mets tonight on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, small business owners, it's Matt Chernoff here to tell you about First Liberty Building and Loan and the Frost family. Are you looking to buy a business or franchise, build a new building, any dream that you have for your business? First Liberty can help. When the big banks say no, they say yes. So if you need $750,000 or more in financing, then you need to contact First Liberty Building and Loan at firstlibertyga.com. Fill out a simple form and you'll know in minutes if you're a fit. Again, find all the info online at firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
There are 444 winners through July 1st, so what are you waiting for? Hurry and play Cash 4 today to instantly win an extra $444 only from the Georgia Lottery.
Jim Chastain here with ASW Distillery and some new additions to our star-studded bourbon lineup. Our Fiddler Bourbon, finished on Georgia Oak, was just named a world's best small batch bourbon. Our Fiddler Chin Music Toasted Bourbon, in collaboration with the Braves, just won a double gold medal. And we're releasing a limited 8-year-old Fiddler Chin Music Bourbon, finished on Marucci Maple Bats, that celebrates the Braves' 8th anniversary at Truist Park and the mid-season event where all the stars align for Atlanta to host the biggest names in baseball. Look for Fiddler Chin Music 8 Years Blue Label this June.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is. One call, that's all. With Ken Nugent and his team. Ken's team fights for you and sticks with you from start to finish, working hard to get your money quick. Give Ken and his team a call. 404-CALL-KEN. One call, that's all. Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law. 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
Hi. Sorry, did I startle you? When you're used to hearing a certain type of commercial, something like this can, well, take you by surprise. That's kind of how it is with the Lexus RX, a vehicle that has continued to defy expectations for over 25 years. From the first luxury vehicle of its kind, to the first hybrid luxury vehicle, to the only plug-in hybrid worthy of the RX name. We understand you want more than the everyday SUV. And isn't being understood an amazing feeling? Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Hey folks, we in the locker room want to send you to a Braves game. This is home team Brandon Leak reminding you that a pair of tickets are up for grabs during the 7 o'clock hour every weekday morning on 680 The Fan.
Back in New York, believe it or not, folks, it's actually cooled down into the mid-90s today. Remember, it was about 100 degrees this time yesterday. Still a warm night, but it's the third game of this series. The Braves have handled the heat here in New York very well, winning the first 2 games in this series. Time now for the starting lineups, powered by Georgia Power, the official electric energy partner of the Atlanta Braves. And we'll start off with Brian Snitker's Braves. They've won their last 2 games, and the Braves are 37-41, sitting in third place in the East and 9.5 games back of the pace set by the Phillies. The Braves lead it off tonight with their right fielder, Ronald Acuna. Batting second, first baseman Matt Olson, and hitting third, designated hitter Marcelo Zuna. Batting cleanup for the Braves, third baseman Austin Riley. Hitting fifth, catcher Drake Baldwin. Batting sixth, second baseman Ozzie Albies. Batting seventh, left fielder Alex Verdugo. Batting eighth and back in there after coming out of the game last night after being hit by a pitch, center fielder Michael Harris. Batting ninth, shortstop Nick Allen. And on the mound, it's the 20-year-old rookie Didier Fuentes. He is 0-1 with a 7.20 ERA. So again for the Braves, it's Acuna, Olson, Ozuna, Riley, Baldwin, Albies, Verdugo, Harris, Allen, and Fuentes on the mound. Now for the Mets, who have not only dropped their last 3 games, they have lost 10 of their last 11 games. And the Mets, managed by Carlos Mendoza, are 46-34 for the season. They're in second place in the East and a game and a half back of the Phillies. They'll lead it off tonight with their shortstop Francisco Lindor. Batting second, left fielder Brandon Nimmo. And hitting third, right fielder Juan Soto. Batting cleanup, first baseman Pete Alonso. Hitting fifth, center fielder Jeff McNeil. Batting sixth, designated hitter Starling Marte. Hitting 7th, third baseman Brett Beatty. Batting 8th, second baseman Ronnie Mauricio. Batting 9th, catcher Hayden Singer. And on the mound, right-hander Clay Holmes. Braves just saw him. In fact, he had 6 walks in that game, which is a career worst for him. Holmes, the former reliever, turned starter, now 7-4 with a 3.04 ERA. So again for the Mets, it's Lindor, Nemo, Soto, Alonso, McNeil, Marte, Beatty, Mauricio, Singer, and Holmes on the mound. You know who's in there. They'll all be on the field when we come back. Braves and Mets right around the corner on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Ameris isn't just a bank, we're your bank, and we're proud to provide you free checking with mobile banking to give you full access to your account wherever you are. Enjoy the freedom of no minimum balance requirements or monthly service fees, because when you use Ameris Bank, you get the confidence of a committed financial partner on your side. Visit amerisbank.com/free checking to get free checking that fits your life. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. See the miscellaneous services pricing guide for details.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Atlanta Braves baseball on the Braves Radio Network is lit by the original Louisiana brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. Bring the heat.
Hello, Braves country. I'm Paul Bird, Braves alum. The Atlanta Braves are proud to partner with the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities to continue raising awareness of the 988 Lifeline. If you or someone you know is struggling emotionally, having thoughts of suicide or substance abuse problems, help is available 24/7. Call or text the Crisis Lifeline at 988. It's free and confidential. Remember, it is okay to not be okay.
Hard hit ball to short, scooped up and tossed to second. Quick turnaround, it's going to be close. Throws it to first, and he's out. Double play.
A Braves double play is a well-oiled machine, just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll change your oil in about 15 minutes while you stay in your car. The only thing that'll be out here is your old oil. Drive into your neighborhood Atlanta location today. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
If you're a working electrician, you've got 2 options. Work for a contractor and have no power or leverage. Or work with us and have your choice of jobs with multiple contractors, protection on the job, benefits for retirement, and people that have your back. I'm Kenny Mullins for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. If the second option sounds better to you, come join us. Visit IBEW613.org and click Join Us.
Hey, Braves fans, this is John Michaels reminding you that Jeff Francoeur joins Finn, home team, and me in the locker room every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on your radio home of the Braves, 680 The Fan.
Well, as the Mets take the field, a very light shower raining down on the field right now. The tarp is covered, not expecting any delays this evening, but it's been so warm. I don't think those fans mind a little cool shower right before first pitch. Folks, cash in on the baseball action with Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the Atlanta Braves. Download Prize Picks and use code BRAVES. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. You must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. Braves coming out of the third base dugout in the traveling gray uniforms, gray tops, gray pants, red lettering, red numerals outlined in navy. Atlanta across the chest on top of the navy, or they're on top of the red tomahawk, I should say. All that outlined in navy. Meanwhile, the Mets wearing their home white tops, white pants with the royal blue pinstripes, blue lettering, blue numerals outlined in orange, and Mets in cursive across the chest of their white uniforms. Tire Discounters Round Tripper Home Run Promotion offers Braves fans a next-day instant savings on sets of select tires, plus a free alignment and a free oil change. The more homers the Braves hit, the bigger the deals at Tire Discounters. Learn more at tirediscounters.com/Braves. Behind the plate calling balls and strikes tonight, it's James Jean. First base umpire is John Tumpain. Second base umpire is Todd Titchener. And the third base umpire is Adam Hammery. The leather for New York, Pete Alonso at first base. Ronnie Mauricio is at second. Francisco Lindor is the shortstop, and Brett Beatty is at third. In the outfield for New York, Brandon Nimmo is in left. Jeff McNeil is in center. Juan Soto is in right field. The catcher is Hayden Singer, and on the mound, the veteran Clay Holmes, 32-year-old righty, making his 16th start of the season. He's 7-4 with a 3.04 ERA. Ronald Acuna climbs in. He's ready. So is Holmes. And now for the ball game. And the first pitch up and in. Acuna with a glance out there at Holmes. And the first pitch of the game coming across at 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central, and 94 degrees here in New York. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna. No swing and foul, one back. The time of the first pitch brought to you by Schumann Farms. Look for real sweet brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms in a store near you. So Clay Holmes on the mound for the Mets. Braves just saw him. Two series in close proximity to one another. Braves saw him on the 19th. 1-1 pitch. That'll be swung on and missed. And Darren, he's a former reliever turned starter, and how's he done it?
Yeah, he's gone the other way. Most guys go as a failed starter to a reliever, but yeah, he as a reliever he was sinker, sweeper, slider, so pretty concentrated repertoire there.
1-2 to Acuna, sent foul into the seats down the right field line.
So the sinker, which is a great sinker, it's turbo. It goes straight down, and sweeper and the slider, he had those last year. This year he's added 3 more pitches, a changeup, a cutter, and he's brought his four-seam into play, which is a nice contrast to that diving two-seamer that he throws.
1-2 to Acuna, and he swings and misses. That was that sinker that you're talking about, highly heralded. And he has his first strikeout of the game. You mentioned more pitches in his arsenal now, and that's strictly out of necessity, isn't it? Seeing so many more batters.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as a reliever, you're just going to face those 3 or 4 guys at the most every other day, maybe 2 days in a row. But as a starter, you're going to see those guys hopefully 3 times in a row on the same night. So you got to have a little more to fool them with.
Matt Olson climbs in, and there's a ball high and outside. We've been bragging about Matt. He has the longest on-base streak currently in the big leagues right now. He's reached base in 25 consecutive games. And looking to make something happen in his first trip to the plate. Pitch from Clay Holmes, misses high and outside. These Braves hitters just saw Holmes on the 19th, as I mentioned. Holmes got the loss in that game, couldn't get out of the 5th inning, and had a career-worst 6 walks in that game. Couldn't find the strike zone. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Olson. And he missed the zone there with a fastball away in a 3-0 count. Also on that line for Holmes in that game, 4 2/3 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. And the Mets have lost his last 2 starts. 3-0 pitch, and that missed high for ball 4. So he was right around the edges with those last 2 pitches, and I think there's something to learn there with James Jean's strike zone, wouldn't you say?
Certainly. Yeah, it appears it might be a little bit tighter here tonight than it was last night with that strike zone of Adam Hammery. It was a little bit fluid last night, to say the least.
Yeah, it was a loose strike zone last night. Jean's got it tightened up. Runner at first, 1 down for Marcell Ozuna. No score in the top of the first inning, and Ozuna takes a called strike. Talking about Holmes, how the Mets have lost his last 2 starts. That was after winning his previous 3. And the Braves have now seen him 11 times in his career prior to tonight, but just once as a starter. 0-1 pitch, and he swings and misses at a sweeper, 0-2. For Holmes, he's new to the game when it comes to starting pitching. He's made 326 career appearances, 307 as a reliever, and he was a good one. 2 times an All-Star, both of the Yankees. 0-2 to Ozuna, fouled back our way, and that is right above us, hit the facade of the 3rd deck. We're kind of tucked away right under the lip of the 3rd deck. At an 0-2 count on Ozuna. As far as Holmes goes, though, the Mets identified him as someone who could log more innings. They put him right into their rotation this year. 0-2 pitch, and Ozuna hits a deep drive to center. Going back, McNeil to the wall. He leaps, and he just robbed Marcell. I mean, that is robbery. Stole a home run from him. Olson back to first base, and Ozuna is stunned. That's a guy who normally plays second base, and he timed his leap perfectly, went right to the top of the wall and snagged it from above the orange line to the top of the blue wall.
As you mentioned, that's a heck of a play from a guy that probably doesn't have too many repetitions doing that, especially at the major league level. Looks like Michael Harris is second out there.
2 down for Austin Riley. Riley swings and misses. Look, tip of the cap to McNeil, and he's been good wherever they played him. I didn't know he had that in him.
Yeah, no, that was an exceptional play. Would have been nice to have a little 2-0 lead here in the first.
Just inches away from him. And now Riley takes a ball outside. You don't see catches like that better timed than what McNeil just did. That is steps down perfectly. Able to go up into the air at the exact time he needed to. 1-1. Check swing he went. Sinker got him 1-2. That ball came off Ozuna's bat at 105 miles an hour. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Riley. And a called third strike on the outside corner with a sweeper. Pretty good pitch by Holmes. So a couple of strikeouts by Holmes and a robbed homer by McNeil of Ozuna. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Braves nothing in the...
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across the cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right? In the flesh. Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Real businesses like Malibu Apothecary rely on Spectrum to keep them connected.
We're a fragrance company, but we also have a lot of technology that we use. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Spectrum Business Internet starts at $40 a month when bundled. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Out here, it's not only the amazing views, but the way time stretches out a little longer and how the breeze hits just right at the summit. With All Trails, you can discover nature's best with over 450,000
Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
For game-changing performance on the field to getting things done around the house, doers make a difference. And when it comes to home improvement needs delivered right to your door, the Home Depot is how doers get more done.
While the rest of the sports media focuses on making up hot takes while you work, we focus on the Braves and what matters to you. Cellini and Domino, weekdays from 10 to 2 on 680 The Fan.
No score into the bottom of the first inning. Going to be Lindor, Nemo, and Soto coming up to face Didier Fuentes, 20 years old, out of Colombia, making his second Major League appearance. Here's the leather around him. Matt Olson at first base. Ozzie Albies is at second. Nick Allen, the shortstop, and Austin Riley is at third. In the outfield, Alex Verdugo in left. Michael Harris in center today. And Ronald Acuna on patrol in right. First pitch on the way from Fuentes. And a called strike. Got a fastball over 94. In harness with Fuentes, Drake Baldwin. And the 20-year-old Fuentes on the mound. Pitch on the way. There's a ball high. It's kind of funny to think about Baldwin being the older member of the Braves battery tonight, but that's the case.
Yeah, he's got almost 3 months of service time now, so he's the old salty vet, helping guide the young 20-year-old through this game.
Turned 20 just over a week ago. There's a ball low and inside. Fuentes, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, righty from Colombia. 0-1 record with a 7.20 ERA, and again making his second big league start. 2-1, hit deep down the right field line towards the corner, and that will hook foul. Home run distance, but hooked it to the right side of that orange foul pole, and a 2-2 count on Lindor. The other outing for Fuentes was on the 20th in Miami. 5 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits, a walk and 3 strikeouts in a losing effort. Stands with his shoulders squared up to his catcher Baldwin. Wind up in the 2-2 pitch on the way, and Lindor takes a curveball outside.
So the thing I'm most interested to see in this game against Fuentes is how the Mets are going to battle his high four-seam. That's his best weapon.
3-2, and that was that weapon right there, and it's fouled off into the seats.
Yeah, it's such a good pitch. It's 96, 97, sometimes 98, and it's top of the zone. And last start, that was his swing and miss pitch. We'll see how this veteran lineup has prepped for that.
Is 3-2, popped up, fouled back. Coming back to give it a look, Drake Baldwin out of play. Outside of the fastball, what will he display?
Well, it's funny. It's kind of changed. His last start, we did see a sweeper, a curveball, and a split. Curveball, the most used off-speed pitch. Just one split in that start against the Marlins over 5 innings.
Again, the payoff pitch. In the air towards center field. Michael Harris looking up into the center field, rather up into the New York sky, and drifting back into shallow center, Nick Allen. And Nick's got it for the out. As far as his split goes, I mean, he's using that as his changeup, is he not?
Yes. Yeah. And I got a chance to catch up with, Wiley Ballard on the TV side, and he got to meet Didier today. And Didier said, no, it's not a sweeper I'm throwing, it's a slider. So there are two different breaking balls. The Hawkeyes are, classifying it as a sweeper, but he calls it a slider.
Brandon Nimmo takes a ball low.
And there's nobody listening that cares about the differentiation between the two. But he's got two breaking balls. One, the curveball goes straight down, the slider goes sideways, and then that split.
1-0 to Nimmo. That'll be sent foul. Well, as he continues to develop and evolve, would you say that splitter, as his way to change speeds, is the pitch that he needs to work the most on?
I don't know yet. I've only seen one of them.
Here's the 1-1, and that's hit well towards center field. That's going to send back Harris. Harris shy of the warning track, and he's under it. Makes a two-handed catch on the track, 2 down.
From his time in the minor leagues, at least at the AAA level, which was all of one start, he was throwing 70% fastballs. And there's nobody in the major leagues as a starting pitcher that throws that many four-seamers. So I thought he was going to be a guy that only had the fastball. And one thing that I did think was better than I thought it would be his two breaking balls.
Right.
They got really good action. But I think to get better, he's going to have to command his off-speed stuff at a higher level at the MLB.
That makes sense. Here's Juan Soto. There's a ball low and outside.
So to summarize, I think his off-speed pitches are good. We haven't seen much of the split, but he just needs to put them in better spots to be successful at this level.
1-0 to Soto. There's a called strike. Reason I ask, and look, the slider and the curveball, we're going to continue to see him work on those and showing them more and more. But with the fastball being as good as it is, you would think that a good splitter or change would really complement that heater. There's a called strike. And given that he threw just the one in that last outing, he shows a little bit more confidence on that. That could really show another gear to these hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to need all the tools he can have.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Juan Soto. Just a little bit low of the curveball.
No, and we're analyzing a guy that's pitched once in the major leagues, and he's 20. Your major league debut, you can wad it up on a piece of paper, throw it out. There's all kinds of wild stuff that can happen in that debut.
Here's the 2-2 to Soto. Ground ball out to Ozzie. He's on the other end, squeezes and throws over. At a 1-2-3 first inning for Didier Fuentes. So neither team come up with anything in the first inning. We head to the top of the second. No score.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Real businesses like Malibu Apothecary rely on Spectrum to keep them connected.
We're a fragrance company, but we also have a lot of technology that we use. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Spectrum Business Internet starts at $40 a month when bundled. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah & Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your...
We in the locker room want to send you to a Braves game. This is Brian Finner, and reminding you that a pair of tickets are up for grabs during our 7 o'clock hour every weekday morning on 680 The Fan.
Into the top of the second, no score. By the way, Darren, I got a tweet in between innings that said, I care about what you think about pitching.
All right, I'll take it.
Now, we all do. There's no doubt about it. Some good information on a young pitcher that we're watching tonight in Didier Fuentes. Clay Holmes back out on the mound. He'll be facing Baldwin, Albies, and Verdugo. And this is the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge inning. Drake Baldwin 0 for 3 last night, trying to make something happen for the Braves in the top of the second. Here's the pitch on the way from Holmes. And a fastball misses high. If the Braves steal a base this inning, our contestant Philip McKee will win $100 in free marathon gas cards. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Baldwin. And he missed low with a sinker. You can enter the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge by visiting Braves.com/Stolen Base Challenge. Right-hander Clay Holmes, 6'5", 245. He's from Slocum, Alabama. 32-year-old finds the zone there with the sinker. Clay Holmes, the son of a Baptist pastor in Alabama. Drafted by the Pirates out of high school and signed with Pittsburgh back in 2011 over his commitment to Auburn. 2-1 on a ground ball out to short. Backhanded by Lindor. He loads and throws and gets Baldwin and 1 down. Altogether for Holmes in his career, he's been with the Yankees, the Pirates, and now the Mets. Mentioned that he's been an all-star twice. And it's one thing to be an all-star as a reliever, as he was, but he wasn't just a reliever. He was the closer.
Yeah.
And you go out and sign a guy like that, you're thinking, okay, I've got my 9th inning guy. No, they turned him into a starter. Here's the pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. And Ozzie with a soft dribbler off his foot. And a foul ball 0-1.
Yeah, Holmes did make four starts his rookie season with the Pirates, and then since then it's been all relieving, and he was a really good reliever. You know, I guess that's the fallback plan if starting doesn't go as planned, but he's been pretty good thus far, and that sinker, that power sinker he has, is going to create a lot of easy outs for him. We talked about a little bit of trouble for walks. Well, those can be erased by a sinker. Hopefully we don't get to see that here tonight. Maybe next week will be all right.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ozzie takes a called strike. I would imagine the Mets are watching him as this season progresses the way that we were watching Reynaldo Lopez last year, as he was making that same jump. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ozzie takes a ball outside. You don't really worry about those first 50, 60, 70, 80 innings.
Yeah.
But once you start creeping past 100, for a guy who's never pitched near that many innings, you start wondering about the wear and tear. 1-2 to Albies. Outside 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's, pitchers' pitching arms are the most valuable commodity in baseball now. They all seem to be breaking, but he's setting a career high already this season with 83 innings coming into the night.
2-2 pitch. Ozzie sends one foul. So think about that. Already a career high, and we're not even to the halfway point of the season.
Yeah. And if you look at his game log, the Mets have been pulling him with a pitch count right around 90, trying to save those last 10, 15 pitches of wear on his arm. So they are using some kid gloves on him thus far.
No score, top of the second. 2-2 to Albies. Whipped foul into the lower bowl of the stadium down the right field line. Braves creeping up on the halfway point of the season. This is game number 79. There's 1 game left in this series tomorrow. Then we go home to see the Phillies. And after game 1 versus Philadelphia, the Braves will be halfway through with the season. Time called right as the pitch was thrown, and a pitch timer violation will be charged to Holmes. So the count will go from 2-2 to 3-2.
Clock violation on the pitcher. Count is 3-2.
It was right as he was about to deal, but the clock expired. And James Jean right on it. He's the home plate umpire. So the payoff pitch due up to Ozzie Albies, and here it comes. And he misses with ball 4. And the Braves will take it. That's the second walk allowed by Holmes. And remember, he walked a career worst 6 in his last outing versus the Braves.
So even as a reliever, Clay was prone to bouts like this. I was his teammate briefly in 2021, second half of the season when he came over to the Yankees. And if he's off, he has a hard time finding the zone because of how much movement he has on that sinker.
Alex Verdugo, the batter, and a called strike on the inside corner. Braves and Mets in the third game of this four-game series. Braves won game one 3-2, and then won last night 7-4. Pitch from Holmes, and Verdugo with a fly ball to left field. Brandon Nimmo drifting to his left. He's behind it, makes the catch. Back to first base for Ozzie Albies, and 2 down. Braves are just inches away from a 2-0 lead in this game. If you're just now tuning in, Marcell Ozuna came to the plate in the first inning with a runner at first and 1 out, and hit a ball to deep left center field that Jeff McNeil went to the top of the wall and robbed. And without McNeil there, it would have cleared the fence and been a 2-run homer. Instead, it was out number 2, and Braves still looking for their first hit. Let's see if Michael Harris can deliver that. He'll take a strike on the inside corner. Sinker, knee high, right down the middle. Michael Harris, the 2022 National League Rookie of the Year, and trying to display that form again. He was 0 for 2 last night, but had to leave the game early. He swings and misses at a sinker, and suddenly down 0-2. Michael last night took a fastball off the right elbow, and he stayed in the game to run the bases and scored that inning. But when the Braves took the field in the bottom of the inning, he was not there. And they were checking him out before the game, had him doing some drills just a few hours before the game, and then cleared him to be in the lineup tonight. Pickoff over to first base and back with a dive, Ozzie Albies. Snit told us that what they did last night certainly would have been the backup plan today if Michael could not have gone, in Eli White playing center field. And Snit said, look, I feel like I can play Eli anywhere. So he's a good parachute to have regardless of position. 0-2 to Harris, and he takes a fastball high and outside, 1-2.
You know, Michael was wearing an elbow guard last night, and it looks like tonight he's pulled that up just a touch, up his tricep to protect that which, what I'm sure is a sore spot a little bit above that elbow.
Yeah, I bet it's tender. 1-2 pitch, and he bounces one out to second. Gloved on the second hop by Mauricio, lobs to Alonso for out number 3. Braves get a 1-out walk, nothing beyond that. We go to the bottom of the second inning, no score in New York.
Want to hear a sound that's music to your ears?
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes to prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Spectrum Business keeps real businesses, like Rise Bakery, connected.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day. Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. And it helps our business just run really smoothly. Even though our techniques are very ancient, we rely just as heavily on technology. Spectrum allows my business to go from surviving to thriving.
Keep your business running smoothly with Spectrum Internet, starting at $40 a month. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your...
Noons on 680 The Fan.
Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Into the bottom of the second inning. It's great to have you with us on a Wednesday night alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Pete Alonso climbs in. The first pitch he sees from Fuentes is a fastball high for ball 1. Fuentes had a 1-2-3 first inning, couple of flyouts and a ground out. 1-0 pitch. Looked like a good pitch, but he doesn't get the call. That fastball is right there. But James Jean missed that one. I mean, that had every bit of the zone. The 2-0 to Alonso. And he swings and muscles one out to left field. Coming in Verdugo. Now hits the brakes. Plays it on a bounce. That was a fastball that Alonso turned on. And there's the first base hit of the game for either team. Only the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. The official hot sauce of the food that we ate before the broadcast tonight. Let me tell you, it needed a lot of it. It's Louisiana hot. Buy you some. Speaking of food before the game, there's Jeff McNeil. Yeah, the pitch on the way to him, low and inside. We got to sample the chicken tenders tonight at Citi Field, and you've already established your rating for the Citi Field chicken tenders.
Rock bottom, buddy. The worst ones I've ever had at a Major League Stadium.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's sent foul. Just when you thought we couldn't crush the Mets anymore, going to crush their concession.
Right in the tendies. Yeah, we have this semi-regular segment where we try the tendies at every road stadium we go to, and today was just a poor effort here at Citi Field. My worst score I've ever given by far. We rate them on 5 categories. We'll get into that.
Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Jeff McNeil. He'll swing and miss. 1-2 on him.
So the worst score is a 5. Best score is a 25. 5 categories: appearance, crunch, flavor, chicken to breading ratio, and freshness. And as soon as we laid eyes on these tendies, we said, appearance.
The expectations went to the floor at that point. 1-2 pitch, and McNeil sends one foul.
And, sometimes food doesn't have to look good to taste good, but we were right on with these. I mean, I gave them 2 in appearance, 1 across the board there, and 2 in breading to chicken ratio. So really a bad effort.
That might be the worst score you ever give. McNeil sends one foul.
So to cut to the chase, it was 3 single-digit scores. JC went with the 9, I went with the 7, and you went with the very worst score you could ever give in a 5.
By the way, a balloon has just landed in right field that Ronald Acuna goes to grab. One of those shiny birthday-looking balloons. It's halfway deflated, so he picks it up and hands the balloon to a bat boy. Yeah, I gave those chicken tenders the lowest possible score. I don't know if I'd feed that to a dog. They were atrocious.
You didn't even finish your one tender.
Which is say, I mean, I always finish my food. Couldn't finish it. Fuentes trying to finish McNeil. There's the 1-2 pitch. And he missed low with a curveball.
Yeah, if Ingram doesn't finish the food, something's off.
That should tell you everything.
You're a certified member of the Clean Plate Club.
Every meal. No score, bottom of the second. Runner at first, no one out. The 2-2 from Didier Fuentes, and he got him to reach and miss at a fastball. First strikeout of the night for Fuentes, and it comes against a man who's not all that easy to strike out.
Yeah, McNeil, one of the hardest in the league to strike out. He'll get you to waste a dozen pitches just trying to get him to pop out. But that was a really good fastball down and away, and something we didn't see much of in the first start against the Marlins was him throwing that fastball down in the zone. And I think that's just another wrinkle to his game that he's going to continue to get better at.
Bat in the hands of Starling Marte. Marte 0 for 3 last night. It'll take a ball high. Marte in his 14th season in the big leagues. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And he'll send one foul. Boy, you think about these two guys squaring off. Fuentes is 20 years old. Second big league appearance. Just a kid out there. And compared to Fuentes, Marte is a walking antique. 14 seasons in the big leagues. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Marte. And a line drive into right field for a base hit. Alonso hits the bag at second. He'll hold. Didn't want to test the arm of Acuna. And the Mets have him at first and second with a couple of singles here in the inning. That'll put the bat in the hands of Brett Beatty, who has collected 3 hits in this series.
Yeah, we were on the bus, and decided I was going to go chat with Chris Sale a little bit, ask him about Fuentes, and he said, first of all, he said, I don't know, we haven't talked much. He doesn't speak a lot of English, but then he said, he's only 5 years older than my oldest son.
That's amazing.
They could be buddies.
Here's Brett Beatty. And he'll take a ball low. I mean, you think about A.J. Smith-Shawver and how young A.J. is. He's still a couple of years older than Didier Fuentes. I mean, he was just a teenager a week and a half ago. Glance to second at Alonso. 1-0 pitch to the plate. Low it inside with a sweeper. That's actually his slider, as we were discussing earlier. So a 2-0 count.
Yeah, he's the youngest player in the major leagues by far. We mentioned he's 20. There's nobody in their 21-year-old season in the major league. So he's got a whole year on everybody.
He's a good pitch here. Left-handed hitting Beatty takes a called strike. That fastball 96. Against these left-handed batters, at least to this point, he's done a pretty good job hitting the outside corner against the lefties.
Yeah, and I think that's great because you can't just live in the top half of the zone. You got to show them the bottom too. 2-1 pitch. Fouled off into the seats. Now, he's going to get the most swings and misses at the top of the zone because of how he throws with a lower release point. And it's really deceptive to these hitters because the ball ends up higher than where they expect it to be, and they tend to swing under it. So you go up there for the swing and the miss.
Fuentes looking for the strikeout. And the 2-2 to the plate. Sent foul. Well, for Beatty on the season, he's a .217 hitter. But the Braves don't believe any bit of that. In his career versus the Braves, he's hitting .316. And like we mentioned, he has 3 hits in this series. No score, bottom of the second. Ready with a 2-2 pitch. Right-hander deals. And he hangs alive, fouling off a high fastball into the screen down the left field line. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Brett Beatty staring down the right-hander Didier Fuentes. And now Fuentes steps off the back of the rubber. Braves have turned 1 double play in this series. That was a ball hit into by Francisco Lindor. Double play, I should say, hit into by Francisco Lindor in the 6th inning of Game 1. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Ozzie to Allen. Allen to Olsen. Double play. Exactly what he wanted. And that closes the window on the Mets in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The 4-6-3 twin killer. And that ends the bottom of the 2nd. We go to the top of the 3rd. No score.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
happy birthday!
Comet balloons for your son's space theme party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you!
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
A spring day is the most righteous time to hit up your group chat, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and get outside. Because when the outdoors calls, it's good to have exhilarating ice-cold refreshment to answer.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Got a scoreless game. Braves trying to change that right here. It'll be 9-1-2 with Allen, Acuna, and Olsen due up. Xfinity knows live baseball is better with less freezing at the plate. That's why we deliver Wi-Fi built for streaming with ultra-low lag. Get the fastest connection to the Braves and stream more of the biggest moments from the best seat of the house with Xfinity. Nick Allen able to help turn that 4-6-3 double play to in the bottom of the second. Had a big night last night. 3-hit night for Nick. There's a called strike. Allen came to the plate in the 8th inning last night, needing a base hit for a 4-for-4 game. He'd had one previous 4-hit game in his career. 0-1 pitch and a bouncer out to short, charging and gloving on a chest-high hop Lindor. Throws on the run and one down. But finishing that thought, Allen grounded out to third last night. That's the only time they got him, as he went 3-for-4 with an RBI last night. And he's now 4-for-9 in the series. Back to the top of the order to Ronald Acuna. Just before the game, it was announced that Ronald Acuna will participate in the Home Run Derby over the All-Star break in Atlanta. That'll be a blast to see. Wouldn't mind seeing a blast right here. Pitch on the way to Acuna, and he'll send one foul into the seats down the right field line. He's been in the Derby before, and he'll be doing it again. That'd be a lot of fun to see him not just compete, but win the thing. That'll be coming up pretty soon. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Acuna. That missed inside.
And something to watch for in the Derby with Ronald is how many balls he hits to right center. I remember in his last Derby, he hit way more balls out there to right center because he has so much pop that way than any of the other competitors.
1-1 low and in. You know what would be the toughest thing about being in the Home Run Derby is selecting who's going to be your pitcher.
Yeah.
When you get to bring your own pitchers, you select whomever you want. Better make it a good choice. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up and in, missed with a sweeper. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Yepes has been the pitcher for Ronald last time, and he's one of the Braves bullpen catchers. Does a great job, and he throws really good BP. But that, to me, is the hardest job in the whole Home Run Derby, is being one of those pitchers out there.
3-1 to Acuna. Almost hit him. Came inside with a sinker, so it's a 1-out walk. James Jean with a quick word to Acuna, and now he's going to wipe the plate clean. Ronald had to shed all the gear. So many times we Ronald in the yellow shin guard and batting glove and wristband and all that. Tonight's color is a baby blue. He's got colors across the rainbow with all that gear. The shin guard, knee guard, batting gloves. It's a good look. Matt Olson swings and sends one foul. Well, a few days back, Brian Snitker made the change in the order to put Ronald, of course, he was still batting leadoff, but have Matt Olson right behind him to protect him. They've been 1 and 2. And we got to chat with Snit about that before the game. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Matt Olson. And Matt takes a ball high. And I asked Snit, I said, has it gone better than you even thought that it would go? He said, yeah. He said he had high expectations, but I mean, these guys have been hot as a firecracker at the top of the order since that change was made. 1-1 to Olson. And a called strike with a sweeper.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool for Matt Olson. You know, yeah, I'll hit wherever you want me to hit. You know, no big ego. I'm the cleanup hitter, or I want to hit in this spot. Yeah, come on, we got to win some games. I'll hit wherever you ask me to hit, Snit.
That has been a vicious 1-2 punch at the top of the order. 1-2 pitch misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned that Olson has reached base in now 26 straight games, thanks to that walk back in the first inning. And Ronald with a walk here in the third has now reached base in 21 straight games. So they both extend their on-base streak. 2-2 pitch and a high fly ball to left. Brandon Nimmo going to go back a few steps. He's under it in deep left. Makes the catch. And 2 down in the inning. Acuna stays put at first base. But how about these numbers? In these on-base streaks for Acuna and Olson, Ronald is hitting .414 in that span. Olson's hitting .304 in that span. By the way, Olson's got 23 RBIs in that span. What a tear.
Yeah, a lot of damage there at the top of the order. That's why we love it when the bottom of the order gets a guy or two on base.
Ozuna fouls one back. No score, top of the third. Ozuna just missed a 2-run homer back in the first inning. Oh, 1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, squirted foul on the right field line. 0-2 on Ozuna. Jeff McNeil robbed Ozuna of what would have been a home run back in the first inning. I mean, he really got up out there on the wall in left center. 2-pitch fouled back. Prior to that, I'd have thought that McNeil would have needed a forklift to get that high. I mean, he got way up there for a guy who's typically an infielder.
Yeah. He's a really good athlete. I know he had some ambitions to play golf in college. Probably the best golfer in the major leagues at the moment.
Again, the 0-2. Miss low, 1-2.
And we'll leave the debate open on whether you have to be an athlete to be good at golf. There's some people that say it's not even a sport, but I disagree.
I would disagree with that, too. Pickoff over to first base and back in standing Acuna. Braves still looking for their first hit. There have been 3 walks allowed by Holmes, but none of those men have reached second base yet. And if Ozuna can reach, Austin Riley would come to the plate. 1-2 pitches high. This with a sweeper and a 2-2 count. Ozuna 1 for 6 in the series. He walked 3 times last night, also had a single. He walked twice in game 1. 2-2 pitch, low and outside, 3-2. And now if he can find a gap, you like Acuna's chances to score from first base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ozuna staring down the right-hander Holmes. Holmes at 52 pitches for the game. Ronald runs, 3-2 pitch, ground ball deep in the hole at short, backhanded by Lindor, plants and throws, and a very good throw to get Ozuna. He was in the first cut of the grass in left field when he cut that one loose, and it's in time to get Ozuna. So another walk by Holmes with.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it. We've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
We want to send you to see a game at Truist Park. Listen for your chance to win a pair of tickets weekday afternoons during our 4 o'clock hour on Chuck and Chernoff on 680 The Fan.
Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Into the bottom of the third inning, Ronnie Mauricio leads off for New York. And the first pitch he sees is a fastball high and outside. To this point, the 20-year-old Didier Fuentes has 1 strikeout in the game. That was of McNeil in the second inning. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Mauricio. And he swings and misses. And that strikeout back in the second inning is our Gas South bringing the heat strikeout. And just like Didier Fuentes, Gas South is bringing the heat with no deposits, no hidden fees, and simple natural gas plans. Mauricio takes a ball in the attic. So he missed high with that fastball, 2-1. This difference is good at Gas South. Fuentes would love another strikeout right here, but a 2-1 count on Mauricio. Righty brings it. Missed a tick low with a slider. Out of the windup and the 3-1. Mauricio fouls one back. Went to that fastball away from the left-handed hitter. That's been a honey hole for him against the left-handers.
I think his arsenal is still developing. You know, I think he's still trying to figure out what's going to work here. Obviously, just his second start in the major leagues.
3-2 pitch and a fly ball to deep right. Ronald Acuna going to go back to the wall, and Ronald's going to watch that go. Ronnie Mauricio with a home run. That's his third of the year. And it's now 1-0 Mets as the man who bats 8 just belted one over the right field wall.
And we talked earlier about how Fuentes' best pitch is his fastball up high. And so the Braves decided he needed a different breaking ball to work off of that high fastball. So when he was in Double-A, they had him just throwing high fastballs and curveballs. And so that's how that curveball has come to be, and now that's his most used pitch because it tunnels well with that high fastball.
Hayden Singer, the batter, takes a called strike. Fuentes had fallen behind versus Mauricio and was trying to battle back and get him. Couldn't do so. 0-1 fouled back. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Never miss a pitch of the Braves.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
The Fan, and streaming free on the Fan app.
0-2 to Singer. Low and outside. Singer, S-E-N-G-E-R. He was the corresponding move when the Mets sent Francisco Alvarez down. 1-2 pulled foul outside the bag at third, and that bangs into the tarp. Singer batting 172. No homers, no RBIs. He is 28 years old out of Miami University of Ohio. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just missed with a fastball. 97 that looked like it got the corner, but he didn't get the call. And a 2-2 count on Singer. Wind up in the 2-2. And a fly ball towards right field. Ronald Acuna will come in. Ronald slows, makes the catch. And one down here in the third inning. You need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget. And we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference. You can save more energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy. Back to the top of the order to Francisco Lindor. He popped out to short back in the first inning. Pitch from Fuentes. And a fastball outside. One nothing Mets. There's a called strike. A home run by Ronnie Mauricio. Only dent in the line of Didier Fuentes at this point. 1-1, and he bounced a curveball and stumbled in his landing spot. He didn't fall to the ground, but it knocked him off balance, and he's going to need a second to regroup. It's 2-1 pitch. Swiveled his hips out of the way of the fastball. 3-1.
You know, Fuentes has made a lot of really close borderline pitches here tonight, and you go back just 10-15 years or so, and
that's fouled back. 3-2.
And you're in the Double-A or Triple-A. You talk to guys that have been to the major leagues, and you always start talking about the strike zone. The strike zone was always bigger at Double and Triple-A. And you get to the major leagues, and then it would shrink up. You know, it's much tighter perception of the zone at the highest level.
3-2. Stroked into center field. In line with it, Michael Harris. Over to his right, makes a one-handed catch, and 2 away.
And now the umpiring has changed a little bit, where the umpiring's gotten better in double and triple A. You get a more better representation of the major league zone down there. But Fuentes tonight is getting the old school major league experience, because this
in the ninth inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
The fans go wild for your feisty spirit on the field, Leo, and you're used to hamming it up to the roar of their delight. But you've been pushing yourself since opening day, so it's time to take refuge in the clubhouse and recharge your battery. Taking time to focus on rest and recovery will only make the crowds more excited when you step back onto the diamond.
Into the top of the fourth inning here at Citi Field here in Queens. It's a 1-0 lead for the Mets. They got a solo homer from Ronnie Mauricio in the bottom of the third. Braves looking to counter here in the top of the fourth with Riley, Baldwin, and Albies due up. Northside Hospital for a healthier future together. Look to Northside. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. Austin Riley studies up Clay Holmes. And the first pitch misses high and outside. Holmes at 54 pitches. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, but no hits allowed. 1-0 to Riley. And a ground one out towards short. Sends Lindor into shallow left. He gloves and sends it over for the out. A lot of top spin on that one. It was chewing up the turf right into Lindor's glove. 1 down now for Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, Clay Holmes, as a reliever last year, led the league in ground ball percentage. So a lot of balls on the ground off of the bats of the hitters. This year, he's still 90th percentile, so he's way up near the top there.
Drake Baldwin takes a called strike. So I mentioned that we saw Clay Holmes back on the 19th. That was in Atlanta. Braves won that game 7-1. Going to Baldwin. That'll miss outside. He was opposed by Spencer Strider that night. Can you imagine if we got a Clay Holmes, Bryce Elder matchup? Yeah. All the sinkers in that game.
Yeah, very similar pitchers.
1-1 to Baldwin. He lets it rip, missed the slider, 1-2.
Yeah, what makes both those guys unique is that they're high arm slots, so they throw their hand way up in the air, and they're both throwing from the right side of the ball. They're supinating. And they're throwing seam-shifted sinkers, which is, a new phenomenon we figured out in the last 5 years in the major leagues, which causes the ball to really dive down and sink.
1-2, and Baldwin drives one to deep center. McNeil going to go back. McNeil tracking out of room. That is gone. Drake Baldwin to dead center. Most cavernous part of this ballpark, and he just wrecked it over the wall to tie the game. That sounded like a rifle going off.
Drake's got his big boy pants on tonight. That ball was crushed. You don't see many go that far out there. That would have gone past the apple to dead center.
Well, he went down to get it, too. And put the barrel right on it and sent that thing flying out of here. A 1-1 game. Ozzie Albies was back it out of there and takes a ball. That's the first homer hit of the night for the Braves, meaning he'll save at least $75 on a set of select tires at Tire Discounters tomorrow only. Plus a free alignment and a free oil change. Great deal. Stay tuned for the Hyundai Postgame show to see how much you'll save tomorrow at Tire Discounters. Ozzie fouls that one off. Got a piece of a sinker. Visit TireDiscounters.com/Braves to learn more. 9 homers and 26 RBIs for Baldwin this season. 1-1 pitch low and in. So the first Braves hit of the game is a long ball. That traveled 433 feet. Came off his bat at 105 miles an hour. 2-1 pitch, and Ozzie smokes one to the right field. That's down for a base hit in front of Juan Soto.
So both Ozzie and Drake, pretty good matchup against Holmes. They both enjoy hitting the ball low. You know, they have an uppercut swing from the left side, and that Clay Holmes sinker is running away from them towards their barrel. So he has to be really fine with the location of that. Drake did get a breaking ball, but both those guys are very comfortable hitting at the bottom of the zone.
The stretch here where multiple lefties come to the plate. Baldwin, Albies, Verdugo, Harris. There's a called strike on Verdugo. Of course, Albies, the switch hitter, batting from the left side versus Clay Holmes. But those other guys, lefties all the way. 0-1 pitches in the dirt, smothered back there by Singer.
Boy, Singer just blocked that ball with his bare hand. That's not going to feel good.
You'd rather have the sore hand than give up a base to Ozzie.
I guess you're right. Ouch.
One ball and one strike on Verdugo. Pitch on the way from Holmes, and Verdugo sends one foul. Well, you could make the argument that Singer, being a catcher and making plays like that, still doesn't make this job the toughest one that he's had in the last few years. Believe it or not, Hayden Singer makes his home in the Nashville area. And the last few winters, he's had an off-season job stocking shelves at Whole Foods. 1-2 pitch and a ground ball foul. That'll be gloved on the foul side of the bag by Alonso. And for the last few off seasons, the catcher for the Mets, Hayden Singer, tonight, 4 days a week, waking up at 5 a.m., heading to Whole Foods, and stocking shelves. He's been working on the loading docks, bringing in groceries and stocking the shelves. There's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be sent foul. I mean, it's one thing if you're doing that while you're in high school or college, but he's been doing that in the off seasons as a professional baseball player.
Yeah, he is a rookie, so the true test will be, once you get on that major league salary, do you still stock the shelves?
I think the only thing he's going to be pushing in Whole Foods is a shopping buggy. There's the 1-2. Missed high, 2-2.
And when you're in the minor leagues, you're just trying to make ends meet, so it's probably less common now, but back when I played in the minor leagues, a lot of guys would get off-season jobs. But, conditions have improved there. They're paying them a little bit more.
There's the 2-2. And Verdugo pops one up. Third base side, drifting back of the infield cutout into foul ground now, Brett Beatty. 100 for the out, 2 down. Did you have an off-season job in the minor leagues?
I did. Yeah, my most notable one was probably being a bouncer. I would call myself a security professional at a college bar down there in Gainesville, Florida, where I went to college. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's a great time.
That sounds like something out of Roadhouse.
Exactly.
Well, Dalton over here. Here's a pitch on the way to Michael Harris. That'll miss high.
And my secret, I'm not a small guy, but, bouncers, you think of being meatheads. I would put on at least 4 or 5 T-shirts under my shirt to make myself look more intimidating.
1-1 game, top of the fourth inning. Michael Harris with a ground ball to second base. That'll be taken by Mauricio. Whips it over to first. And there's the third out. But the Braves able to strike back with a homer of their own. Solo homer by Drake Baldwin. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 1-1 game.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games. And they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across a cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Real businesses like Malibu Apothecary rely on Spectrum to keep them connected.
We're a fragrance company, but we also have a lot of technology that we use. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Spectrum Business Internet starts at $40 a month when bundled. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel or that white chocolate mocha. Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your...
Braves 1, Mets 1. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, it'll be Soto, Alonso, and McNeil coming up for the Mets. Didier Fuentes out there for his fourth inning of work. This will be his 56th pitch of the game, and that is blasted to deep right center field. And the Mets, with one swing here in the inning, have retaken the lead. A home run to right center by Juan Soto, and it's 2-1 Mets.
Well, a couple times this series we've talked about the mechanics of Juan Soto's swing, and what makes him exceptional is that it's such a flat, plain swing, and his barrel's in the strike zone for so long. And a flat, plain swing like that is a nightmare for a guy with a fastball like Didier's. It's just because he can stay flat at the top of the zone instead of trying to swing up at it to hit it. So that's going to be his toughest matchup here tonight.
Pete Alonso takes the ball high. Oh, he got that swing straightened out with the very first pitch that he saw here in the fourth inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ball outside. So no discount tomorrow at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. I didn't even get the read in before he hit it out of here. This is the Tidal Wave Auto Spa inning. 2-0 pitch, fouled back our way, right above us. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is making Braves country clean car country all season long. Anytime the Braves pitch a scoreless fourth inning, the next day you'll get half off their Best Wash membership. Learn more at TidalWaveAutospa.com/Braves. That one came in and grazed Alonso. Fastball got him. And now here in the fourth inning, from trouble for Didier Fuentes.
I don't mind that. I really don't. He grazed Pete Alonso, but the previous swing Pete took at Didier's fastball was like a home run derby swing. Pete almost swung out of his shoes. And so I'm up here, I'm trying to tell Didier to throw a breaking ball, but, I think he was just trying to dust Pete off a little bit, make a little space in there. If these Mets hitters are just sitting on his four-seam fastball top of the zone, he's going to have to be perfect with that location.
Drake Baldwin with a mound visit, and they had to call in Ozzie so Ozzie could translate for Drake to Didier. They get all that ironed out. Ozzie relays the message. Jeff McNeil, the batter. McNeil, the only strikeout victim for Didier Fuentes. Mets have a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. All three combined runs have come on solo homers. Drake Baldwin with a homer for the Braves, Ronnie Mauricio and Juan Soto with homers for the Mets. First pitch to McNeil. He shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a slider low. Well, this Mets team desperate to find the win column. They have been on a massive slide. They have lost 10 of their last 11 games. They haven't had a slide that bad since September of 2021. There's the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line, slicing towards the corner, and a fair ball. That rolls all the way into the corner against the wall. Alonso goes first to third. It's a double by McNeil. They had to make sure that was going to land fair, and it just did. So now the Mets in business. It's gone homer, hit by pitch, double. And they have 2 men in scoring position with no one out here in the 4th inning. Marte is the batter. Don't you just know that a situation like this, the Mets are just really pressing themselves to find a way to come through. There's the pitch on the way to Marte. And a ball low and outside. Amongst all the problems that they have had, Darren, losing 10 of 11, maybe the most frustrating problem they have had is what they haven't done with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, they've really struggled in that department.
So they see this as a golden opportunity. 1-0 pitch, hit well to deep center field. Harris back. Harris is there, makes the catch out of the warning track. McNeil and Alonso both tag, both advance. Alonso scores, and it's 3-1 Mets. Nineteenth RBI of the season for Starling Marte. And only 1 out in the inning. Well, now it's Brett Beatty with a runner at third and 1 out. Infield will come in. 3-1 Mets in the bottom of the 4th inning. Offering to Beatty. And he'll swing and miss at a sweeper. Good looking pitch. Produced a pretty funny swing. 0-1. Beatty fouls off a slider. So he's used a couple of those sliders to get ahead, 0-2.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, he's only 2 starts into his career, but he's going to have to throw those breaking balls more. And he's thrown 2 good ones here. Now he can go back up with the fastball for a swing and miss.
The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball through the right side, a base hit. McNeil scores. RBI single for Beatty. 4-1 Mets here in the 4th.
Yeah, that sequence doesn't make all that much sense to me. If you're going sweeper, being a little bit harder than a curveball, and then a slow curveball, I'm guessing Fuentes was trying to bounce that for a swing and a miss. You can't leave it over the plate because it just gives the hitter more time to react to it.
So 3 runs have scored here in the bottom of the 4th. There's Ronnie Mauricio. He put the Mets on the board with a homer last inning. And there's a ball low. You know, the interesting thing about seeing what we're seeing tonight from Fuentes and then hearing you dissect it, it's not enough in the big leagues to just have a really good fastball. You've got to know how to set up the fastball.
Oh, absolutely.
There's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Pick off over to first base and back in standing Beatty. And to get to the point, you're going to go through levels of the minor leagues, low A, high A, or look, setting up the fastball isn't near as important. You can just use that fastball alone, regardless of what you package it with, and get swings and misses. Well, that's not the case at this level. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a ball low and outside. So just having a good fastball is only half the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, these guys in the major leagues are unicorns. Not only are they exceptional hand-eye coordinated athletes, they also have great vision. And you could set up a pitching machine at 110 and they could still hit it if they know it's coming.
There's the 2-0 pitch and a big swing and a miss at a fastball.
So, yeah, you got to show them something else. You got to if they know what pitch you're going to go to whenever you get into trouble, they're going to be able to hit it. And he's done a little better job of mixing it up here tonight, but it's just something we'd have to get better at.
4-1 Mets, bottom of the third. 2-1 pitch, roped into right field. Around second, now holding Beatty. So back-to-back singles from Beatty and Mauricio. And lots of contact, just one down here in the inning. This inning has gone homer, hit by pitch, double, sac fly, single, single. And here comes Rick Kranitz. He'll jog out there to the mound. Ozzie going to walk out there as well, so we could translate for Kranitz and also for Drake Baldwin. Aaron Bummer now tossing. Fuentes is at 71 pitches, and I'm sure they're hoping to get through the lineup twice with a 20-year-old. And Singer's the next batter who bats ninth, so after him it'd go back to the top of the order. But here in the fourth inning, second trip to the order, second time these guys are seeing him, and they've had their bat in gear for that fastball. Not only in gear, it's been fueled up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's... Relievers, we talked about it with Clay Holmes. You only have to face the guys once as a starter. You've got to have layers to your game, and he's got a great fastball. And the first time through the order, for the most part, he handled the Mets. But I mentioned these guys are the best in the world, and they're quick to make adjustments. That's what makes you an elite hitter at this level, is making that adjustment.
Hayden Singer flied out to right field in the third inning. Runners at first and second, one down. Righty-righty matchup. Fuentes fires and a ball low and outside with a sweeper. Glance to second, 1-0 pitch. And he hits a pop-up on the infield, foul ground. Baldwin back to the backstop, out of room, unfortunately. It lands about 5 rows deep. Well, the exit velocities really tell the story for the Mets here in the fourth inning. Soto's homer off the bat at 109. Marte's sac fly off the bat at 109. And then Beatty and Mauricio with pretty hard hit balls in right field for their singles. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball through the left side. Right in between Riley and Allen. Holding at third base, Brett Beatty. 3 straight singles to load the bases. That'll bring Lindor up to the plate with a sacks pack full of Mets. And now Fuentes in deep trouble. And here comes Smith. And that'll be it for the 20-year-old tonight. So in his second major league start, this is obviously a much different lineup with the Mets than what he faced in his debut with the Marlins. And he makes it through the order twice, but some very hard hit balls here in the fourth inning. Braves make the Pennington Grass Seed call to the bullpen. If you're looking to transform your lawn this year, turn to Pennington Grass Seed, the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew. Pennington Grass.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Spectrum Business keeps real businesses, like Rise Bakery, connected.
As a business owner, my Spectrum services help simplify my day. Everything we do is easier knowing that we've got a reliable connection. And it helps our business just run really smoothly. Even though our techniques are very ancient, we rely just as heavily on technology. Spectrum allows my business to go from surviving to thriving.
Keep your business running smoothly with Spectrum Internet, starting at $40 a month. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
That's digginginthothepast.com.
Hurry up and get your Braves tickets for the 2025 season. With great matchups and multiple seating options and packages available, there's something every fan will love. Visit Braves.com/tickets today.
Hey, Braves fans, this is Chris Domino reminding you that Braves coverage starts 2 hours before every first pitch during the season on the radio home of the Atlanta Braves, 680 The Fan, and, of course, the Fan app.
Bottom of the fourth here at Citi Field. Mets leading at 4-1. They do have the bases loaded. All the three of those base runners are the responsibility of the young Brave starter, Didier Fuentes. That fourth inning escalated quickly. Mets have already banged out 5 base hits in the inning. So Brian Snitker goes to the pen and summons the lefty ground ball specialist, Aaron Bummer. Got a big job here. He's got to limit this damage, keep the Braves in the ball game. It's the 27th time this season he's pitched, totaling 29 and 2/3 innings, 30 strikeouts. Limiting opponents just a 239 average. He does have a 56.8% ground ball rate. That is 94th percentile in the league. Could really go for one of those right here.
He'll be batting from the right side against the lefty Bummer. 4-1 Mets, bottom of the third. For Fuentes, 74 pitches. He had 5 swings and misses. Only had the 1 strikeout. That was to McNeil in the second inning. Bases loaded, 1 down. Pitch from Bummer. And he got a piece of a curveball to dribble it foul, 0-1. Bummer's 0-1. And a swing and a miss and a good curveball. 0-2 on Lindor. Lindor with a pop out to short and a fly out to center. Singer at first, Mauricio at second, Beatty at third. 0-2 from Bummer. Fly ball to left field. Verdugo to his right. He's under it. He's got it. Tagging from third base, Beatty. He'll score. Sac fly makes it 5-1 New York. Now the ball rolls across the infield. The throw in from left field. Trickled away from Riley. And advancing second and third now, Ronnie Mauricio. And throw in out of left field. Took an awkward bounce and rolled across the grass right in front of the mound. So now 2 down, runners at the corners. A 5-1 Mets lead. And the Mets have batted around here in the 4th inning. This started with a solo homer by Juan Soto. E7 charge to Verdugo on that throw in. Nimmo cuts it loose and missed a sweeper. One to Nimmo. Called strike. Good time got his sweeper over. Bummer trying to limit the damage. The Braves have had the ability to come back in games versus the Mets this season, including last night's victory, but currently trailing by 4 runs. 0-2 line drive. That finds a hole up the middle. That'll tack on another tally. Mauricio scores, and it's now a 6-1 lead for the Mets. '42nd RBI of the season for Nimmo. Bummer can't believe it. Can't believe it. Had it down to 2 strikes and gives up that line drive up the middle. So here's Juan Soto. And he started this mess with a homer to lead off the inning. In fact, it was the first pitch of the inning. Runners at first and second, 2 down. First pitch called strike. Soto takes a sinker inside. A 5-run bottom of the 4th inning for New York. Bummer looking for an out somewhere and get out of this disastrous 4th inning. 1-1 pitch. Soto bounces 1 foul. Another 2-strike count now for Bummer. Let's see if he can close the door on Soto. Six hits in the inning for the Mets. Bummer a glance to second. And he'll step off the back of the rubber. Looking back, the runner, Hayden Singer, to second base. One-two pitch. And a ground ball up the first base line. That's a foul ball. Took a right-hand turn right in front of the front right corner of the bag. So 1-2. All these runs charged to Fuentes. And should Singer score, that would be charged to him as well, and that would close his line. As he's the responsibility of Didier Fuentes. Nimmo, the responsibility of Aaron Bummer. Ready with his 1-2 pitch. And Bummer cuts it loose. Ground ball fouled on the right field line. Soto taps a corner of the plate with the end of the bat. Now ready. 1-2. Got him looking for strike three. A sweeper on the inside corner. He jackknifed his hips out of the way. But James Jean rings him up, and now he's getting an earful from Juan Soto. But a lot of damage done in the inning. 5-run.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across a cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Real businesses like Malibu Apothecary rely on Spectrum to keep them connected.
We're a fragrance company, but we also have a lot of technology that we use. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Spectrum Business Internet starts at $40 a month when bundled. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Out here, it's not only the amazing views, but the way time stretches out a little longer and how the breeze hits just right at the summit. With All Trails, you can discover nature's best with over 450,000 trails around the world. Download the free app today.
Here's what the car insurance companies may think they know after a car crash. They know you probably don't know what your claim is worth, or how to calculate pain and suffering, lost wages and future earnings, current and future medical expenses, or diminished value to your car. But guess what? We do. And if we don't win your case, you owe us nothing. For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Hall of Fame Insight every Monday afternoon at 3:30 during Chuck and Turnoff on the radio home of the Braves, 680 The Fan and the Fan app.
Well, the Braves find themselves trailing 6-1 into the top of the 5th inning. Got to get something going. Right-hander Clay Holmes feeling very comfortable with a 5-run lead. There's a called strike on Nick Allen. Folks, did you know that the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves? It's made with peppers, vinegar, and salt, and the perfect balance to make the food you're eating taste better. It's Louisiana hot. Buy you some. 0-1 pitch and a ground ball slapped to third. Taken on one bounce by Beatty. Sends it over to first base. Then one away. Tell you what, something to keep an eye on tonight. Jacob deGrom has a no-hitter versus Baltimore through 7 innings. He's at 86 pitches. And the Rangers have a 7-0 lead on the Orioles. Here's Ronald Acuna. There's a called strike.
I'm glad he's back to being deGrom again. You know, the game is better when he's healthy. You know, when he was at his height of his powers on this mound, borderline unhittable.
0-1 pitch. That'll miss low. Yeah, we saw the best he ever had to offer.
Yeah.
He was with the Mets. He was something. 4 times an All-Star, won 2 Cy Young Awards in back-to-back seasons. 1-1 pitch. Acuna takes the ball high. I don't believe he's ever thrown a no-hitter.
I'm trying to. I don't remember him throwing one either.
I know he's led the league in strikeouts a couple times, but I'm pretty sure that's a bullet point that's not on the resume. There's a ball inside, 3-1. So keep an eye on that one. Again, the Rangers leading the Orioles 7-0 in that game, and Jacob deGrom with a no-hitter through 7 innings. 3 balls and a strike on Ronald Acuna. And Acuna fouls one back. Other scores, Astros have a 1-0 lead on the Phillies. That game's in the bottom of the first inning. Rematch of the 2022 World Series, won by Houston. Marlins are in San Francisco. They won't play for another hour. Acuna sends one foul down the right field line off into the seats. Yeah, the pitcher's duel. Go ahead.
I was thinking about, you mentioned Ronald announced he's going to do the home run derby this year at the All-Star game in Atlanta, and a little bit of inside info I think our listeners would like to hear about that.
3-2 got a piece of that sweeper to foul it off and hang alive.
So I snuck my way into the 2015 All-Star game, not knowing what to expect, and the Derby is the night before the big game, and what I didn't realize is that the Derby, for the guys not participating in it, is a party. We have a good old time down there on the field.
3-2 pitch, outside ball 4.
You get to bring your family down there if you want, or you can hang out with the guys and maybe grab a beverage, enjoy the night, enjoy the festivities, and it just turns into a party on the field. And it's something that, even though I played in the major leagues, I never knew that the guys, it was such a good time to not be participating in the Derby, just hanging out with the guys that are your opponents most of the year.
Pitch to Matt Olson, that'll miss high. Would you say that was the most enjoyable part of the whole experience? Obviously playing the game is great.
Sheer fun. The moment that I remember is just standing on the line during the national anthem and looking around at all the best players in the world and being included in that.
1-0 to Olson. Called strike, run on the inside corner.
So, yes, sentimental factor, yes. But, the Derby is probably, there's parties and events and things all hours of the day. So there's a lot of fun stuff to be had that week.
1-1 pitch. And Olson sends one foul. Yeah, because for you, that was your first trip to the All-Star game. So it's a very rigid schedule, as you detailed, being pushed and pulled in 100 different directions. So when you get to that Derby, you just get to hang out.
Exactly.
Just cut loose.
It's time to relax and have fun.
1-2 to Matt Olson. At a ball low and inside, 2-2. Mets 6, Braves 1, top of the 5th inning. Pitch from Holmes. Bounced foul. He's approaching 90 pitches for the game. That was number 87.
And that's actually where I met Chris Sale the first time, was at that game. Chris has been an all-star more times than he probably cares to remember, but he was so awesome during that game, meeting him there, especially during the Derby, hanging out with him.
2-2, bounces in the dirt, 3-2. Well, that's a cool thing, too. You get to actually have conversations and meet guys that you've admired from afar for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. The weird thing for me was hanging out with like Josh Donaldson, who I got paid to get out, in our division play, and now I got to be his buddy for a day.
3-2 pitch. That's drilled into center field. Coming on now and playing it on the bounce, Jeff McNeil. Single out of Olson. That'll put him in first and second. One down. Yeah, you got to be his buddy for a day and then right back to being bitter enemies 3 or 4 days later.
And he's something else. He's obnoxious. He became a Brave a few years later, and I really appreciated playing with him. Enjoyed it. But there's some guys like that around the league that are just, teammates love them. Opponents, it's easy to hate them.
Yeah, one of those guys where you love when he's on your team.
Exactly.
You can't stand him on another team's roster. Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach, out there visiting with the hurler Clay Holmes. A few other scores. Padres had defeated the Nationals 1-0, the final score there. It was set up to be a big pitching matchup in Milwaukee today between the Brewers and the Pirates. And the Brewers won that game 4-2 over Paul Skeens. Cubs have a 5-0 lead over the Cardinals. That game's in the 4th inning in St. Louis. White Sox beat the Diamondbacks 7-3. Angels over the Red Sox 5-2. And those are the only finals to this point. And that scoreboard update delivered to you by Saya LTL Freight, the official freight carrier of the Atlanta Braves. Chance to climb back into this thing with a long ball. Ozuna takes a ball low and outside. Ozuna just missed getting a home run out of here in his first trip to the plate in the first inning. But Jeff McNeil robbed him. There's action in the Mets bullpen. 1 ball and no strikes on Ozuna. Runners at first and second, 1 down. And a dribbler to the left side. Over is Beatty. Has to let the runner pass through. Gloves and fires over for the out. Tricky play for Beatty. He was playing traffic cop right there as Acuna passed from his left to his right. And then darted in behind Acuna to get the ball. Brandon Waddell is the lefty tossing in the Mets bullpen. He's the only lefty they have in their pen, and he's loosening his arm. But Holmes hoping for 1 more out so he could be in line for a win. But he's got to go through Riley. Runners at second and third. Braves need a hit. Get back into this thing. First pitch to Riley and a called strike. You know, just think about the outcome of this at bat right here. And now that could swing things in this game one way or the other. There's the 0-1 to Riley. Called strike. He's down 0-2. They get him, and it remains a very comfortable lead for the Mets, and it's 6-1. He gets a base hit. You likely score 2 runs, make it a 6-3 game, and all of a sudden that dugout starts to believe.
Oh, yeah.
0-2 pitch, and Riley sends 1 foul into the seats down the right field line. And sometimes for a team that's been as bad as the Mets, just a little seed of doubt can derail them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're diving into a bullpen that's really been struggling. They made 2 roster moves today, and so they're hanging on by a string down there.
Riley grounds 1 foul over by the Braves dugout. Yeah, they've been shuttling in relief pitchers like it's the city bus. Oh, and 2 on Riley. Pitch on the way, ground ball out to short. Lindor glides left, gloves and fires, and they get him by a half step. And that ends the top of the 5th inning. Braves threatened, had runners at second and third, could not score. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-1 Mets.
Hey, Braves fans, summer is...
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it. We've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
happy birthday!
Comet balloons for your son's space theme party,
Happy birthday!
Or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you!
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better.
Your answer could win you a pair of Braves tickets during our 7 o'clock hour every weekday morning on 680 The Fan.
Mets 6, Braves 1. Aaron Bummer back out there on the mound for the Braves. He took over for Didier Fuentes last inning. And Pete Alonso climbing into the right-hand batter's box. First pitch on the way to Alonso, and there's a ball low and inside. Final line on Fuentes, 3 1/3 innings, 6 runs, 6 earned, 8 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, and he allowed 2 homers. 1-0 pitch to Alonso, in for a called strike. 1-1 on Pete Alonso out of the University of Florida. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Alonso. And he'll send one foul into the seats down the right field line. You think about the nickname the Polar Bear. And that's the nickname for Pete Alonso and has been for several years. And if you're wondering where that nickname came from, it came from former teammate Todd Frazier. Here's the 1-2 pitch and a funny swing and a sweeper down to the dirt. And the Polar Bear goes down swinging. But finishing that story is back in 2019. And Todd Frazier was actually known for giving players nicknames. He was hardly the first guy that he assigned a nickname to. And he said, man, you look like a big old polar bear. And it just stuck. And I think Pete ran with it, too. And he said Polar Bear stitched on some of his batting gloves and elbow guards and things like that. So he's enjoyed being the Polar Bear. There's Jeff McNeil. And he'll loop one in the left field for a base hit. 1-out single for McNeil, and he's on for the second time.
Yeah, Todd Frazier is one of the bigger personalities in the league when I was playing. You mentioned his propensity for giving people nicknames. I think he self-anointed himself the Todd Father as well.
So he nicknamed himself.
Yeah. He was hilarious. He would, Ryan Flaherty, a teammate of mine, he would yell all the way across the diamond at Flaherty while he was playing second base and just harassing him out there.
There's a reason he had a lengthy career. There's a ball inside to Starling Marte. Good player, but you always enjoy having good guys around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marte's had a productive night. Single in the second, sac fly RBI in the fourth. And Marte swings and misses at a fastball from Bummer. Like we mentioned, Marte, 36 years old, out of the Dominican Republic. Bummer kicks and fires. Chopper out to short, backhanded by Allen. Quickly to second for one. Ozzie to first base. Close play, not in time. Not in time over there at first base. Pretty close. But a fielder's choice for Starling Marte. And 2 down in the inning. That brings Brett Beatty up to the plate. Braves trailing 6-1. Beatty came to the plate back in the second inning. Speaking of double plays, and the Braves turned a very slick 4-6-3 double play. And looking back on it, we'll make that the Truist play of the game. Brought to you by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. 6-1 Mets, bottom of the fifth. Lefty Bummer steps towards first base, lobs over there, just checking in on Marte.
Did you see the story in spring training between Soto and Beatty?
About the car and the number and all that?
Yeah, Soto, the biggest addition of the offseason here for the Mets. Really likes his number.
That'll be sent foul.
And so, you know, as tradition, if you come to a team and you want a guy's number who's already wearing it, you buy him something nice. And I guess Beatty was still driving his high school car. I think it was a Toyota 4Runner, an old beater. I might be wrong on the model, but Soto bought him a brand new car.
0-1 pitch. There's a rocket up the middle. Just out of the reach of Nick Allen. Base it into center field. And Beatty has his second hit of the ball game. They're at first and second, 2 down. Well, Soto was adamant about having number 22. That's his number. And it wasn't the first time that he had to give up something to have that number. Because Beatty was 22. Now he's wearing 7. And he got him, what was it, Chevy Tahoe, I believe it was?
Nice one. All black. So he could be an Uber driver in the offseason if times get tough.
Ronnie Mauricio takes the ball low and inside. When he gave him the Tahoe, there's a sign on the rear windshield that said, thanks for 22. And had it parked out in their parking lot, so that went to Beatty. And he got the car for giving up number 22. Ground ball foul down the left field line. The other time that Soto wanted 22 was after he was traded to San Diego in 2022. And he gifted Nick Martinez a really nice watch. Martinez actually asked for a boat. And Soto said, I'm not going to gift you a boat. Ground ball to third base. Riley Smothers up with it at the hot corner. Sends a good throw across the diamond for the third out. And that is the bottom of the fifth inning. But he got a good watch out of it instead. And Beatty got a Tahoe. So Soto could be happy at number 22. We go to the...
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across the cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes to prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you!
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
It's a 6-1 lead for the Mets as we enter the top of the sixth inning. New pitcher is the left-hander Brandon Waddell. I'm going to charge an error to my broadcasting partner. Oh, do you want to take the rest of the game off?
Oh, yeah. I'll check it out, man. J-Chad, come on, take the mic.
Those tendies get to you? Lefty Brandon Waddell into the game now. Be facing Baldwin, Albies, and Verdugo.
3 hits, 1 run, earned, 4 walks.
The only source of offense tonight came off the bat of Drake Baldwin's bat back in the fourth inning. Hit a home run. Pitch from Waddell, and there's a ball low and inside. He's the lone lefty that they have.
Yeah, they designated Castillo last night after that disastrous fifth inning the Mets bullpen had against the Braves.
1-0 to Baldwin inside.
Called in some reinforcements here.
Two to Baldwin. A little bit low and outside with the slider.
Now there's, I have an excuse, Ben. It's not a good one. I was doing math. Okay?
For who?
It takes me a while.
There's the 3-0 pitch. There's a call strike. If you're looking for quick math, this booth is not your place to come. We got an abacus in here, sundial. There's a 3-1 to Baldwin. Inside, ball 4. Leadoff walk.
All right, so the math I was doing, Juan Soto signed a contract, $765 million. Works out to an average annual salary of $51 million a year. Now, if he plays 160 games, which he has done for the past few years, he'll make $318,750 per game.
My goodness.
So what I'm telling you is that $90,000 Tahoe he bought Brett Beatty took him 2.5 innings to work off.
As the Albies sends one foul.
What is that, 45 minutes?
Yeah, that's about right.
So it's a generous gift, but it's a rounding error for him.
I mean, he could come up with about 5 Tahoes in a game.
Yeah.
That's good math. That's good work by you.
Well, thank you, Ben.
6-1 Mets in the top of the sixth. And Ozzie pops one up. Left field. Nimmo backpedaling. Goes a little bit deeper than I gave it credit for it. And deep left, about 20 feet shy of the warning track, makes the catch. And one down in the sixth inning. The final line for Clay Holmes, 5 innings, 1 run on the homer by Drake Baldwin. 3 hits allowed, a couple of strikeouts. He walked 4. And if you're looking for a place where you missed an opportunity, it's probably those walks, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Last time Clay Holmes faced the Braves lineup, they made him pay for that. I think he had 4 walks in the 5th inning of his last start. So tonight he got away with it.
Waddell walked Baldwin, but gets the fly out. from Albies. Here's Verdugo. Takes the ball low and inside. It's the 6th inning, and that means it's the Georgia Lottery home run jackpot inning. And if the Braves hit a homer here in the inning, our contestant Sammy Lawson from Vienna, Georgia, will win $2,500. And if you'd like to enter for your chance to win at least $1,000 from the Georgia Lottery, visit 680thefan.com/GA Lottery. Georgia Lottery today could be the day. There's a called strike on Verdugo who doesn't like it. Two and a half innings of work gets you a Tahoe.
That's right.
One to Verdugo. And the ball outside. 2 balls and a strike.
It's hard to believe. The best big league gift I ever received was a Rolex.
Yeah?
Pretty nice, piece of jewelry. My rookie season.
I'd say so. Here's a 2-1 pitch. And a call strike on Verdugo.
Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, was the closer for the Anaheim Angels when I was a rookie and set the Major League saves record and would pitch 5-6 days in a row to do that. Anytime there was a save situation, he was ready. And he bought us all some watches.
2-2 pitch. Verdugo with a bouncer out to second base. That'll be gloved by Lindor. Races to the bag for 1. Throws over to first for 2. What a play by Francisco Lindor. 6-3 double play, and that ends the top of the 6th inning for the Braves. No runs, hits, or errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mets 6, Braves 1.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it. We've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Anywhere else. Listen to Cellini and Domino weekdays 10 to 2 on 680 The Fan.
It's still Aaron Bummer on the mound for the Braves. He took over in the 4th inning. Pitched the 5th. Now on for the 6th inning as Singer leads off for the Mets. It'll be 9-1-2. Singer, Lindor, and Nimmo. Mets have a 6-1 lead here in the 3rd game of this series. They are looking for what would be just their 2nd win in their last 12 games. And it would be their 1st win against the Braves this season. Singer takes a called strike. 0-1 on the Mets catcher. Braves not dead yet. Still have some time to go, but they're going to have to get after it and got to keep the Mets quiet. Here's the 0-1 to Singer. And that pitch will miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, if you're looking for some hope tonight, as the Braves are trailing by 5 runs, you could easily look to the numbers that the Mets bullpen has posted lately and have some hope. There's a sharp ground ball speared at third base by O'Reilly. Throws across the diamond for the out. 1 down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game live on the air and streaming free on the app.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
The Fan.
Back to the top of the order to Francisco Lindor. Folks, Napa is a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves with America's largest network of parts and care. Napa has all the bases covered when it comes to your ride. Well, for Bummer and the Braves, you got to keep the Mets quiet the rest of the way. No room for error the rest of the way. Braves have surrendered 11 hits in the game. Lindor cuts it loose and missed a sinker. So that's the first task, is keeping these guys quiet the rest of the game. Second task is finding a way against this Mets bullpen that has been abysmal of late, and then counting on them to be equally as poor. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Lindor. Check swing. Didn't go. And in this stretch for the Mets, as they've lost 10 of their last 11 games, the bullpen ERA has been .660. And the only two teams with worse bullpens in that span, the Twins and the Nationals. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way. And Lindor with a check swing. They appeal, didn't go, 2-1. So that Mets bullpen for the last 2 weeks has been a dumpster fire down there.
Good way to put it.
Exactly. Ask these Mets fans, they won't be quite as nice as that. They'd get me fined by the FCC. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Line drive caught by Riley. Splendid play. Showing off his vertical leap there like he was spring-loaded, and went straight up and snagged it to rob Lindor of what would have been a short double down the line. What a play.
Have you ever seen a dumpster fire, Ben?
I have, actually.
Have you really?
I think I saw one today. I was walking around New York.
That's what that smell was, huh?
No, I didn't see one today. But yeah, I've seen a few dumpster fires. There's a check swing by Nimmo. Didn't go. 1-0.
That's one of my favorite games to play here in the Big Apple is, what's that smell? I did it a lot today. I was in the park, and there's something pretty stinky.
1-0 pitch. There's a called strike. You know, they call this place the language capital of the world. Or was it like several hundred languages?
800 languages are spoken in the greater New York City area.
There's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball out to second. That'll be taken by Ozzie. Throws over to first base for the out. You could also say this is the smells capital of the world. Lots of different smells as you get a trip in and out of New York. Well, down go the Mets, 1, 2, 3.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah & Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Tampa.
A spring evening is the ideal time to hit up your group chat, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and get outside. Because when the outdoors calls, it's good to have exhilarating ice-cold refreshment to answer.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river, give me a dew. Give me something simple and true. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Do the dew.
Some CBD gummies at simplysportcbd.com.
Hey everybody, Buck Bellew here. When the Braves don't play at 7, join me for the new Buck Bellew Show here on The Fan, 680 and 93.7, home of the Braves.
Well, heading into the top of the 6th inning, Mets 6, Braves 1. Fortunately, there was no math in between innings for me, so I'm on top of this pitching change. Brandon Waddell just goes 1 inning with 1 walk, no runs or hits. On to pitch the 7th inning, right-hander Jose Butto. Butto has a 2.66 ERA and is currently on a scoreless streak. He extended that in the first game of the series with 1 1/3 innings pitched with a strikeout.
And up to the plate, Michael Harris to lead it off. First pitch from Butto, swung on, missed. Sinker up and away. Six runs, 11 hits for the Mets. 1 run, 3 hits, and an error for the Braves. 0-1 to Harrison, a ground ball out to short. Lindor's been busy tonight. Backhands that one. Fires over. 1 down.
Yeah, I mentioned that Budo scoreless streak. Last 9 appearances scoreless through 12 1/3 innings pitched. So the one guy who's throwing well in this Mets bullpen. Well, and the closer, Diaz.
Yeah, in a stretch where they've had way more questions than answers. For Carlos Mendoza, Budo and Diaz have been the only thing close to a lock that he's had. I mean, everything else has been an absolute roll of the dice out of the Mets bullpen. Nick Allen to the plate. And he'll find a hole on the left side. He swings and bounces one past the diving Francisco Lindor. Another hit for Nick Allen. He's got 5 hits in the series. Get a man on now for Ronald Acuna. Acuna with a couple of walks tonight, so he's extended his on-base streak. He's been on base 21 games in a row. Matt Olson has also extended his on-base streak, as Matt has reached in 26 games in a row, longest streak of his career. And he's on deck right now. In fact, Olson with a single and a walk in the game. Trying to get back into this thing. Pitch on the way to Acuna and a called strike. If the Braves come back to win this game and beat the Mets again, they might not show up tomorrow. Braves have gone 5-0 against the Mets this year. A couple of comeback wins. And this is one where the Mets have had a firm control on this game. There's a pitch high, 1-1. But you just never know, especially with the Braves and the Mets and how things have gone for the Braves against the Mets this season. Lead at first by Allen. 1-1 to Acuna. Check swing, foul ball over by the Mets dugout.
I'm living dangerously, Ben. I did a little more math. You mentioned Lindor's been busy here tonight. He's made 8 out of the Mets' 19 outs this game.
Well, it's like the infield's had a funnel.
Yeah.
With him on the other end.
Not the guy you want to hit the ball to if you're looking to score some runs.
1-2 from Budo. And a high fastball swung on and missed. Put that 97-mile-an-hour fastball on the top shelf. 2 down in the 7th. I'll tell you this much, Darren. If you told me that the Braves have only struck out 3 times, which is the case, I would not guess they'd be trailing 6-1.
Yeah.
Only 3 strikeouts tonight, so lots of contact.
Yeah, lots of contact. Well, we mentioned Clay Holmes, big-time ground ball guy. They've had some chances.
Matt Olson swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. By the way, Jacob deGrom lost that no-hit bid, gave up a single in the 8th inning to Colton Cowser. And the Rangers went on to win that game 7-0 over the Orioles. So no-hitter for Jacob deGrom, but he did pick up the win. There's a ball low. (6-1) Mets, top of the 7th. And Olson lifts one high in the air down the left field line, slicing towards the seats, and that becomes a souvenir. Coming up in between innings, it'll be the 7th inning stretch, and that's brought to you by 13 Heroes, a premium line of spirits founded to honor the lives of the 13 service members killed in Afghanistan in 2021. Help turn tragedy into legacy by visiting 13heroes.com today. Right-hander Budo, B-U-T-T-O. Ready to bring it. Now steps off the back of the rubber, takes his blue cap off, readjusts it, plants his powder blue shoes on the rubber, and looking into his catcher, Hayden Singer. Meanwhile, Olson standing tall, waiting on the pitch. 1-2, low and outside with a changeup, at the count level at 2. Our pitching matchup tomorrow. Grant Holmes goes for the Braves. Griffin Canning on the mound for the Mets. That'll be another night game for the finale in this 4-game series. 2-2 to Olson. And he'll have an inside-out swing that loops foul about 15 rows back of the Braves dugout.
I had an interesting conversation with Matt Olson last night on the team bus. It was pretty crowded, so he got pushed all the way to the back with the riffraff like you and me. And I asked him, I said, hey, is Nick Allen the best thrower you've ever had? Because it seems like he's always hitting them in the chest with the throw. And he said, you know what? He's good, but I think Austin Riley might be the best.
Wow.
He said it's just perfect four seam.
2-2 is outside. Well, that's two pretty good ones on the left side of the infield then.
Yeah. In last night's game, Pete Alonso was just fending for his life over there at first, having to stretch for every single ball. It was either up the line or down the line and picking everything. And I was just watching Matt just comfortably catch stuff right at his chest. He said, no, not Allen, but Riley.
Allen runs, 3-2 pitch, and he struck him out on a slider. Olsen goes down swinging. That ends the top of the seventh. Time for us to stretch him out. Into the bottom of the seventh we go. Mets 6, Braves 1.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
A spring evening is the ideal time to hit up your group chat, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew with a refreshing citrus kick, and get outside. Because when the outdoors calls, it's good to have exhilarating ice-cold refreshment to answer.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me a river. Give me a dew. Give me something simple.
Play responsibly. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is coming to Truist Park July 11th through 15th. Find all the details at Braves.com/All-Star Game.
We want to send you to see a game at Truist Park. Listen for your chance to win a pair of tickets weekday afternoons during our 4 o'clock hour on Chuck and Chernoff on 680 The Fan.
Well, we have stretched, and now we move into the bottom of the seventh here in Queens. Mets leading it 6-1. Aaron Bummer's work for the day is over. He went 2 2/3, giving up 3 hits with 2 strikeouts. On to relieve him, another lefty, the 28-year-old, the newest Brave, Austin Cox, pitched once down in Miami, throwing 1 inning with 2 strikeouts.
Here's Juan Soto to lead it off. First pitch to Soto. Missed high with a cutter. It was Soto that let it rip on that first pitch swing in the 4th inning. And they knocked it out of here and then started that big rally for the Mets as they scored 5 times that inning. Haven't looked back since. There's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Soto. Well, time called. Baldwin and Cox got their signals crossed there, so they're going to meet halfway between the mound and the plate and get on the same page.
You know, something I'd love to be a fly on the wall for is, you know, Austin Cox pitched once in 1 season in the major leagues for the Royals, and then he's been back in the minor leagues for the last couple of years. But I'd love to know how a hitter like Juan Soto prepares for this at bat. You know, what kind of information he wants on a new pitcher he's never seen before, whether it's, you know, what's his best pitch, you know, how hard does he throw, what does his fastball do, or if he's just, you know what, I'm just going to go up there and see it and hit it. I'd love to talk to, you know, I like to talk to good hitters about it and see what they want to know before they go up.
Because I think you get multiple answers on it.
Yeah, everybody's very different in what they want.
Well, and what's the situation, too? I mean, if this is a tie game or a 1-run game, the approach might be a little bit different than the one that he has right now, leading by 5 runs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ball outside.
Because how much of a scouting report can you give a guy in, you know, the 90 seconds you have?
Yeah.
Before you got to step in the box.
2-1 to Soto. Check swing, didn't go. Well, you can get all the information you want, read all you want, but there's no substitute for facing a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like the other night in that pivotal at bat in the bottom of the 8th against Dylan Lee, he knew what he was going to see. You know, he might have gotten a little refresher from his hitting coach. Dylan's velocity spiked a little bit lately. That might have been in the report, but against Cox, it's a whole new story.
Here's his 3-1 pitch. And he gets into one deep, high in the air to right field. That's going to send back Harris and Acuna. Harris climbs the wall. That's gone. Well, whatever the report was, Soto figured it out pretty quickly. It's his second home run of the night, and it's now 7-1 Mets in the bottom of the 7th. Really good effort by Michael Harris. Climbed the fence in right center, and it was just out of his reach. Both of his homers have been to right center field. When Michael timed it as best he could, and it was just out of his reach at the top of the wall. Michael went up, and everything from the elbow to the end of his glove was above the top of the wall. This ball low and outside to Alonso.
Yeah, I'm guessing that didn't feel great on that sore right elbow.
That's a good point. Ball and no strikes on Alonso. And he'll take a cutter outside. "7-1 Mets, bottom of the 7th, and the way things have gone for them lately, they'd probably tell you they'd take 7 more runs if they could. 2-0 to Alonso, misses low and in. "3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Able to get a fastball over. Did you know the all-time hot sauce leader in RBIs is the original Louisiana brand hot sauce? The original Louisiana brand hot sauce, like a double play for your mouth. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some. 3-1 to Alonso. And he drills one to deep left, but that'll hook foul. That lands in the second deck as he obliterated that cutter, but well foul. Braves signed Austin Cox in the first week of May. As Darren mentioned, he had previously been with Kansas City. 3-2 got him looking. There's a good fastball location. Right there on the inside corner. Alonso goes down looking. But Cox, a Georgia boy, he's from Forsyth, Georgia. And he went to Mercer University. Now getting to pitch for the Braves. One down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7-1 Mets. McNeil going to swing and miss at a first pitch cutter. Well, it's looking like it's going to be in the hands of Grant Holmes tomorrow to find a way to pick up a win and take 3 of 4 here from the Mets. 0-1 to McNeil. Low and outside. It's like you said in our open to the broadcast. You won the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. And maybe you won't be happy if that's all you win, but you could at least be satisfied knowing you didn't lose the series. But when you take the first 2 games of the series, you have 2 cracks at winning 1 more to win the series. That'll be fouled back. It's disappointing if you don't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Grant tomorrow. You know, last start against the Marlins, he basically stopped throwing his 4-seamer, and he was using his cutter as his fastball. So we'll see what kind of adjustments he's made in his between-start bullpen.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Big chopper out to second. Take it on a chest-high bounce by Ozzie. And his throw to first base in time of the out, 2 down. Meanwhile, Griffin Canning will go for the Mets. Canning's turned in a good season. 7-3 with a 3.91 ERA. And he was property of the Braves going back to last year. He's traded by the Angels to the Braves for Jorge Soler. And then granted free agency in the offseason. Signed with the Mets as a free agent. There's a called strike. And he's been a very pleasant surprise for New York.
Yeah, he's really figured something out this season. He's been around the league for a few years now, but this is by far the best season he's had.
0-1 pitch bounced up there, so 1-1. Both those pitchers tomorrow, right-handers. Grant Holmes for the Braves, Griffin Canning for the Mets. And that'll be a 7:10 Eastern first pitch, 6:10 Central. And that will wrap up this road trip. That'll miss high. Also, if the Braves can't come back and win this game, they'd need to win tomorrow to post a winning road trip. Dropped 2 of 3 in Miami, but have won 2 of 3 to this point here in New York. Two-one from Cox to Marte. Busted his bat. Looper out to short. Caught out of the air by Nick Allen. And that's the third out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. But a home run by Soto is second of the night. We go to the top of the 8th inning, 7-1 Mets.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across the cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Here's what the car insurance companies may think they know after a car crash. They know you probably don't know what your claim is worth, or how to calculate pain and suffering, lost wages and future earnings, current and future medical expenses, or diminished value to your car. But guess what? We do. And if we don't win your case, you owe us nothing. For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party.
Braves trailing the Mets 7-1. That's taken out some frustration here on the Braves pitching staff. We have a new pitcher in the game for the Mets, right-hander Ryan Stanek. We saw him in game 1 of this series. He worked the 7th inning, striking out the side, working in a hit and a walk in between. Stanek, veteran pitcher, still throwing hard. We saw him up to 99 and 100 in game 1. See if these Braves can catch up to it.
Marcelo Zuna climbs in to lead it off versus Stanek. Top of the 8th, 7-1 Mets. Pitch from Stanek. Fastball right at him, 99, in for a called strike. And that game in Houston is in the top of the 5th inning. Astros 1, Phillies nothing. These Mets a game and a half back of the Phillies entering the action tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Ozuna sends one foul into the seats down the first base line.
Attention media. Here is tonight's attendance. 38,275.
An announced crowd of 38,275. That's about what we've seen in all 3 games in this series. There's a ball low and outside. They announced 38,593 in game 1, 38,130 last night, and 38,275 tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ozuna. He is 0 for 3. That's bad luck tonight. Ozuna takes a ball low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mets have used Holmes, Waddell, Buto, and Stanek on the mound. Braves have used Fuentes, Bummer, and Cox. And it's been the Juan Soto show. He's gone deep twice. And Ozuna lifts one to deep right field. Over to his left, Soto. Soto right up against the line, makes the catch, and goes into the sidewall. That was caught in foul ground deep down the right field line. That's the first out here in the 8th inning.
Ben, I got a little trivia for you.
All right, fire away.
New York City, big city, financial capital of the United States. How many billionaires do you think call this city home?
That live in New York.
Yeah.
Well, let me think about that.
All right.
It's on the way to Austin Riley. There's a called strike. Billionaires
Not a lot of billionaires rolling around.
No. I would imagine there's a strong concentration of the ones that do exist here in New York. Here's the 0-1. And there's a called strike. Let's go with 20.
Little light, buddy. According to Forbes magazine, 123 billionaires call New York City home.
123 billion.
120, by far the most of any city in the world.
Well, 2-pitch swung on, missed. Riley strikes out. 2 down in the 8th inning. So how many, does it say how many are in the United States?
I don't have that information in front of me. Don't make me do any more research or math, Ben.
Well, you're afraid you're going to miss the rest of the game?
For a consolation prize, can you name... There's 2 cities tied with the second most billionaires. If you can name one...
In the world or in the United States?
In the world.
Okay. There's a ball outside. What about Dubai?
Nope. Good guess, though.
Yeah, I figure they'd have multiple billionaires there. That'll be swung on and missed.
I'll give you a clue. Oligarch.
Moscow?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, Moscow and Hong Kong are the next cities. 74 billionaires live in each of those. It's a lot less than 123.
There's a 1-1 pitch. Hackett a miss by Baldwin. It's amazing there's that many billionaires in the world. How many Chevy Tahoes could they buy in 2.5 innings? Way more than Juan Soto. 1-2 on Drake Baldwin. Righty Stanek brings it. Check swing, didn't go. On a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
I got your answer, Ben. There's 3,028 billionaires in the world, according to Forbes magazine. That's a lot of dough.
That's impressive. Well, one of those billionaires owns the Mets, right?
That's right.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Baldwin, a check swing, didn't go. 3-2.
I was laughing to myself earlier today that if the Braves swept this series, Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, would try to buy the Braves.
He's going to swap out the whole team.
Yeah. Send them all to Gwinnett.
3-2 to Baldwin, and a swing and a miss on a fastball. Impressive stuff out of Stanek. He was hitting 99 that inning. Braves go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-1 Mets.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure...
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes to prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party,
Peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
This is John Michaels. Don't miss Atlanta Braves today and your chance to win a pair of Braves tickets every weekday morning on The Locker Room during our 7 a.m. hour on the radio home of the Atlanta Braves, 680 The Fan.
7-1 Mets as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brett Beatty leads off. It's still Cox on the mound for the Braves. And this is the Yanmar strikeout, the side inning. Left-hander Cox back to work. First pitch fouled back. This is our Yanmar strikeout, the side inning. And if Austin Cox can strike out the side, our contestant, Colby Cook, will be the lucky winner of a brand new Yanmar utility terrain vehicle. Enter all season long at Braves.com/Yanmar for your chance to win a Yanmar UTV. Ball outside. You'll also be entered for a grand prize drawing at the end of the season. Yanmar, built together, back longer. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you from Citi Field here in Queens, New York. 7-1 Mets and a swing and a miss by Beatty. Okay, let's shift this to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. You're asking me trivia questions about billionaires and how many billionaires are in New York. You also told me yesterday that you've done a pretty good amount of research on New York City rats.
Yeah, the next most famous residents of New York.
There's the 1-2 pitch. And the offering on the way. There's a ball low and outside. Now, some of our listeners might say that the billionaires and the rats are one and the same.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going there, but
yeah,
I think you've got some pretty amazing information on such a topic that's very fitting for a 7-1 game.
They are,
There's the 2-2 pitch, fouled back.
Yeah, you can't talk about New York City. You don't talk about the rats. There were some legends that there were rats here the size of house cats, and I lived here for a summer, and I can tell you they are quite large. I didn't see any as big as a cat. So to get to the bottom of it, the city of New York sponsored a rat census. They wanted to see how big these rats were, and they caught something like multiple hundreds of rats and measured them all.
2-2 is high, 3-2. Are they just bait them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they would trap them and bait them. I'm guessing down in the subways or in the piles of trash, and the biggest rat they found, surprisingly, was only 1.5 pounds.
I expected way larger.
I did, too.
There's the 3-2. Fouled off again by Beatty.
Now, the researchers did say they think there's some real lunkers out there that are pushing 2+ pounds. They just weren't able to catch any, because you don't get to be a 2+ pound rat by being dumb.
No.
Right? You don't eat that piece of cheese on the trap.
You're the top of the rat food chain.
Yeah.
3-2. Got him looking for strike 3. And a good fastball location. Beatty goes down looking, and our contestant Colby Cook is a third of the way there.
And the thing that made me think of these rats is that I played in this stadium in the year it opened, 2009, and the city of New York would not let them demolish Shea Stadium until they killed all the rats.
Well, I've heard horror stories about rats in Shea. In the old ballpark, which is right here adjacent to where we are now, there's a called strike. In fact, they still have the commemorated spot for where home plate was in Shea, out of the parking lot down the third base line.
Yeah, so close proximity. Couple rules New York City put on them.
0-1 low and outside to Mauricio.
They said you can't start building that new stadium until you kill all the rats in this stadium.
Wow.
And there was a big to-do because they estimated there were between 20 and 40 cats living in Shea Stadium. And they wanted to rehome the cats before they tore it down.
1-1 pitch. Ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Well, why didn't they just use the cats to trap the rats?
Well, I think the cats were loving it. All-you-can-eat buffet of Shea rats.
So there's some lazy cats?
Yeah, exactly.
One, two from Cox. And a line drive into left field. Turned around a cutter for a base hit. And no winner in the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. Colby Cook, thank you for playing. Well, that makes plenty of sense why their initial plan was to build a new stadium on the west side of Manhattan. That was actually discussed for a while. In fact, there was the initial plan for the Mets. They wanted to build a retractable roof stadium on the west side of Manhattan on top of railroad tracks. So it'd be elevated over the railroad. Here's the pitch on the way to Singer. Line shot foul. And there was an initial thought that maybe they could split the stadium with the New York Jets football team.
Really?
And that fell through, obviously, and they decided to build just adjacent from where Shea Stadium was. And maybe their idea for that and motivation was just not have to clean up all those rats. There's a ball low and inside.
Yeah, rough estimate. They said there's over 2 million rats in the city. And, if I'm going to be a rat, this would be a good city. There's trash on the sidewalks. It's good living.
This would be heaven for a rat.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch, crushed deep down the left field line, but that will hook foul. Aiden Singer couldn't quite straighten it out. 1-2 with one down on Singer. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Mets 7, Braves 1. Tall left-hander Austin Cox comes set right of the letters. Glance to first at Mauricio. Pitch to the plate. High heat struck him out. Got a fastball by him. And 2 down here in the 8th inning. Back to the top of the order to Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, all 3 of Cox's strikeouts have been fastballs at the top of the zone. A little sneaky heater up there. He's throwing it at 93 to 95, but really nice location at the top of the zone.
Lindor 0 for 3 with a sac fly and an RBI. 7-1 Mets in the 8th. Ground ball foul over into the Braves dugout, or by the Braves dugout. Braves in the 9th will have Albies, Verdugo, and Harris due up. Oh, 1. Good looking curveball there at the top of the zone for a strike. 0-2. Maybe you can get away with some sneaky heat once again. Ahead 0-2 on Lindor. Cox spins it up there. That'll be lifted to deep center field. Michael Harris back. Michael going to the wall, and that is going to be robbed by Michael Harris. Well, finally the Braves got a highlight of their own, and this time it's Michael Harris at the top of the center field wall to bring it back and rob Francisco Lindor. Another wonderful path to the ball. Michael Harris, the best in the business when it comes to robbing homers. And another one robbed by the Braves center fielder. That ends the bottom of the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. 7-1 Mets.
Braves fans, everyone's first pick for ice. I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across a cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it. We've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Today, and your chance to win a pair of Brave tickets every weekday morning in the locker room during the 7 a.m. hour on the radio home of the Atlanta Braves, 680 The Fan.
Well, last call for the Braves. Mets leading them 7-1. The score remains that because Michael Harris absolutely stole one from Francisco Lindor in center field. New reliever for the Mets, making his Major League debut, Jonathan Quintero. He's had quite a couple days. Spent the whole season at Double-A Binghamton. Yesterday promoted to Triple-A Syracuse. And the Mets said, hey, why stop there? Let's bring him up to the Major League. So he was added to the roster before tonight's game. So Major League debut here in the 9th.
That's a whirlwind for him in a good way. Here's his first pitch in the big leagues. And there's a ball high to Ozzie Albies. Ozzie been on base twice. Single and a walk. Also a fly out to left field. And he'll pull one foul, hitting the railing of the Mets dugout. Right-hander Pintaro is the 5th pitcher used by Carlos Mendoza tonight. And his Mets with a 7-1 lead thanks to a 5-run fourth inning. Ball high and outside, 2-1. Mets have hit 3 homers tonight. Juan Soto has belted 2 of them. A solo shot in the 4th and a solo shot in the 7th. Also, Ronnie Mauricio with a solo homer. And the only Braves run came with a solo home run by Drake Baldwin in the 4th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Ozzie Albies. And he'll swing and miss, 2-2. Jonathan Pintaro, long blonde hair flipping out of the back of his blue cap. 2-2 from the right-hander. Slash down the right field line, foul.
Pintaro has some time in Braves country. He started for 5 seasons at Division II Shorter University up in Rome, Georgia. Just a short drive north of Atlanta. Pitched twice in the MLB Draft League and in the Independent League.
Is 2-2. And a ball low and outside. Count runs full on Ozzie. And the 3-2 pitch on the way from Pintaro. Check swing. On appeal. Didn't go. And that's ball 4, Ozzie. You can take your base. Ozzie not convinced. Now he tosses the bat. Rids the shin guard. And he'll trot down to first base.
Ozzie's about as good at math as me.
That brings Verdugo to the plate. Pintaro born in Pelham, Alabama. They list him at 6'2", 235. There's the pitch to Verdugo. And a ball outside. He's trying to get his first out as a big leaguer. Ready for the 1-0 pitch. Verdugo casually stands. 1-0 pitch is fouled back. And just think about the journey for a guy like Pintaro. Well, you mentioned that he pitched it shorter there in Rome. So didn't go to a huge baseball program in college. 1-1. Looped into left field. That will lay down for a base hit. Right in front of Brandon Nimmo. So they're at first and second. But finishing that thought, I mean, Pintaro guy, you just keep pitching. Just keep finding a way to keep pitching. And he was the Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Year in 2021 and 2022. Didn't get drafted. And he was signed by an independent league team. And I just think about the decisions that might have come along in that season of his life. Or thinking, do I really want to keep playing? I mean, is this going to produce anything? Going to play in the Pioneer League? And he went and pitched, and next thing you know, he gets signed, and today making his major league debut, and might be wondering, how did I get here?
I'd love to see the Braves. Well, congratulations to him, first of all, but I'd love to see the Braves beat up on him a little bit. The Mets used 4 relievers game 1, 5 last night. Now he's the 4th tonight. Love to see them get deeper in that bullpen. Thinking about tomorrow's game.
Michael Harris, the batter. First pitch to Harris, a miss outside. When he pitched in the Pioneer League, which is in Montana, he pitched for a team named the Glacier Range Riders. That's a long way from the New York Mets. 1-0 pitch, bounced out to first, taken on the second bounce by Alonso. It knocked him backwards, throws to the bag, and Pintaro's there for the out. I thought it was going to knock Alonso right on the seat of his pants.
Yeah, the polar bear almost tumped over there.
Down to second for Verdugo, over to third base for Albies.
You know what I just thought about is that some animals, if berries fall on the ground and they ferment, there's documented cases of animals getting drunk, and that's just what that made me think of.
Ellen takes a call strike. So a polar bear that had eaten fermented berries.
Been feasting on the fermented berries.
And he was staggering as he was trying to get that thing. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Allen. 7-1 Mets in the ninth. And Allen takes a called strike. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the way to Allen. That's fouled back, still 0-2. 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Mets. 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Braves. Pintaro set right at the belt. Righty deals, up and in, almost hit Allen. 96 with that fastball at his chin. 1-2 on Allen. By the way, from where we sit here in the visiting radio booth out beyond center field outside the ballpark, there's a fireworks show going off. Seen some fireworks launched out in the distance. Seen plenty inside the stadium tonight too, unfortunately for the wrong team. 1-2 pitch, and Allen fouls one back. Pintaro looking for his first strikeout of the big leagues, and Allen's trying to say, look, it's not going to be me. Nick Allen 1 for 3 with a single. And the 1-2 pitch. And Allen indeed is strikeout victim number 1 for Pintaro. A cutter swung on and missed. So this right-hander from Alabama, who played his college ball in Rome, Georgia, and independent ball in Montana, is now on the mound in New York City and has a strikeout in the big leagues. 2 down, back to the top of the order to Ronald Acuna. He's hitless tonight, but on base with a couple of walks. And Acuna swings and misses at a first pitch cutter. Right on right matchup. And the pitch on the way. Called strike. So now the Mets, a team that has lost 10 of their last 11 games, 1 strike away from a victory. Ready with the 0-2, Pintaro. And here it is to Acuna. And he'll lift one towards foul ground into the seats down the first base line. In this stretch of losses for the Mets, 5 of these losses have been at home. They have not won a home game since June 12th. 0-2 to Acuna. Up and in. Had him bending out of the way of a fastball at 97. One ball and 2 strikes on Ronald, trying to keep the Braves alive here in the ninth. Verdugo at second. Albies at third. Pintaro's 1-2. Inside, almost hit him in the hip.
That's 3 of those this inning. I'm about to get in my rocking chair, Ben.
By all means, I'm about to roll out the red carpet for you. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Acuna. And that is smacked down the left field line, banging off the tarp, rolling out into left field. That'll score 2 runs. Ronald Acuna hit a fireball down the left field line, and he makes it a 7-3 game. RBI 17 and 18 for Acuna. That'll bring out Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach for the Mets. So the Braves showed a little bit of life late, hoping for a little bit more. They're just down to their final strike. And Ronald Acuna ripped the cover off the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw me, but before that pitch, I was calling a home run. Sometimes when you make Ronald angry, bad things happen if you're a pitcher. And Pintaro, he does have good stuff. 98 on that fastball that he can't seem to throw for a strike. And then the cutter is just it's a small little cutter. And that plays right into Ronald's swing. It's not a lot of movement on it, just a little wrinkle. I thought Ronald was going to take him deep.
Well, he hit it hard enough to, just didn't get any lift on it. Sent that bullet down the left field line. 7-3. Here's Matt Olson. Ronald a big lead at first base, not being held. Olsen takes the ball high and outside. Well, the tying run is in the hole right now. Need a few more base runners. Make this thing interesting. Make them sweat it out a little bit. There goes Acuna. That goes to the backstop. And Ronald down to second base. Ronald was already on the move, so defensive indifference, even though the ball went to the backstop. Hitters count for Olsen. Pintaro, the right-hander, brings the 2-0 pitch. Inside, almost hit him. (7-3) Mets, top of the ninth. Braves down to their final out. Trying to make some waves late. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way to Olsen. And he takes a strike. Cutter right down the middle. Kind of babied that pitch.
Yeah.
Pintaro nods in agreement with his catcher, Singer. 3-1. And there's ball 4. So now runners at first and second. Ozuna will be the batter. And the tying run will be in the on-deck circle. And the Braves have forced Carlos Mendoza to make a move. They're going to have to go to Diaz. So Pintaro got his opportunity, and like so many other Mets relievers, he has struggled late when called upon.
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across a cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space theme party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
Choosing a bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drink that's all flavor and just 100 calories? Easy. Choosing between creamy vanilla, double chocolate, and sea salt caramel flavors? A little harder. Try the delicious new Starbucks Frappuccino light drinks. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. Start with Starbucks coffee.
Air HDD on the Fan app, now with Apple CarPlay, so you can get it directly through your dashboard. Download the Fan app now.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 down. Braves make a little noise here. They bully the rookie, Jonathan Pintaro, making his major league debut, mostly through the consequence of Ronald Acuna's 2 RBI double. There are runners at first and second, and this is a save situation. So the Mets go to the closer, Edwin Diaz. We saw Diaz in the first game of this series, went 1 inning, 2 hits with 2 strikeouts. Diaz is 15 for 16 in save opportunities this season, and has been stingy with the hits. Batters hitting just 165 against them.
Ozuna is 1 for 8 with a homer against him in his career. And Marcel climbs in here, and the first pitch on the way to Ozuna is a ball high. Thinking about the situation that the Braves are in right now, trailing by 4 runs, looking all the way back on the first inning, how big is that robbed home run now? 1-0 pitch, that'll miss high. Ozuna had a homer robbed from him in the first inning. Would have been a 2-run homer. And if that had gone out, well, he'd be the go-ahead run right now. Instead, he's got to reach base to bring the tying run to the plate. And no foul one back. On top of that, how big is the robbed homer by Michael Harris in case the Braves find a way to pick up a few more hits and make this thing even more interesting? That also would have been a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th as Michael Harris robbed Francisco Lindor in center field. 2-1 to Ozuna. Ground shot out to short, glove by Lindor. To second they go. They get the force out of Matt Olson. And the Mets beat the Braves for the first time this season. Took them 6 tries. And it's just their second win in the last 12 games. But by winning this game, they have an opportunity to beat the Braves tomorrow and get away with a split in this 4-game series. Braves will still have an opportunity to take the series outright with a victory tomorrow. For the Braves in the 9th, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. Final score, Mets 7, Braves 3. Back with the totals after this.
You know what my favorite thing about Braves games are? Everything. The crowds and the food and the baseballs and the food and the cheering and the food. Kind of like how everything at Cortland's Apartments is my favorite. Hi, I'm Cordy, Cortland's spokespug, here to tell you about the awesome live and play spaces at Cortland and the amazing resident service. That's probably why they were ranked #1 apartment brand on Reputation.com. Cortland, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. Find your new apartment home at Cortland.com.
Napa has the parts and the expertise to help your business stay ahead of the game. That's why Napa is a proud partner of the 2025 Atlanta Braves. 2 legends driven to win from the field to the open road, while Napa is powered...
I don't mean to interrupt your meal, but I saw you from across a cafe, and you're the Geico Gecko, right?
In the flesh.
Oh, my goodness. This is huge to finally meet you. I love Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Well, that's how Geico gets 97% customer satisfaction.
Anyway, that's all. Enjoy the rest of your food.
No worries. So are you just going to watch me eat?
Oh, sorry. Just a little starstruck. I'll be on my way.
If you're going to stick around, just pull up a chair.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
When your morning needs an extra boost, choose Starbucks Double Shot Energy. And then choose between delicious ready-to-drink flavors like vanilla, mocha, or white chocolate. Look for them wherever you buy groceries. A good day starts with better coffee. Start with Starbucks coffee.
This summer, Lazy Days RV of Tampa is handing you the keys to your next vacation. For a limited time, when you buy a new or used RV or complete a qualified RV service, you'll receive a free 3-day, 2-night stay at Camp Margaritaville RV Resort in Auburndale. Plus, for a limited time, make 0 payments for 45 days on the RV of your dreams. And with RV payments starting at just $4 a day, it's never been easier to hit the open road. Don't miss out on your 3-day, 2-night stay at Camp Margaritaville RV Resort on us. Visit Lazy Days RV of Tampa or lazydays.com today to kickstart your summer.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn a back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Tampa.
Amazon has everything for every kind of birthday. Whether that's a 3-tier cake stand,
Happy birthday!
comet balloons for your son's space-themed party, or gifts like a karaoke machine for that friend who never stops singing.
Happy birthday to you.
From cake stands to karaoke machines, shop everything for every party on Amazon.
Real businesses like Malibu Apothecary rely on Spectrum to keep them connected.
We're a fragrance company, but we also have a lot of technology that we use. Spectrum is really the backbone of any of the business we do here. Having a reliable, fast internet service that can fit my budget is really great. I traded a 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. It's a lot of work, but I love it.
Spectrum Business Internet starts at $40 a month when bundled. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Is your power bill getting bigger and bigger? You need to replace your leaking windows and doors. Check out Renewal by Anderson's 30-year anniversary sale. Buy one, get one 30% off replacement windows and doors. Go to bestwindowsflorida.com.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long hauls to fight for you. Tampa.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means?
Contact First Liberty Building and Loan at FirstLibertyGA.com. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Never miss a pitch of the Braves.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
The Fan, and streaming free on the Fan app.
Well, the Braves had one home run tonight. That means you'll score $75 off a set of select tires tomorrow, plus a free alignment and a free oil change with your tire purchase only from Tire Discounters. Learn more about the Braves and Tire Discounters round tripper promotion at tirediscounters.com/Braves. One game left of the series. Tell you about that when we come back and close on the Braves Radio Network.
There's a tidal wave of clean car happiness sweeping across Braves country. Tidal Wave Auto Spa is your go-to car wash destination for a game day ready ride. Experience Major League Clean at Tidal Wave, the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves. Stay clean car happy all season long with membership discounts, exclusive giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for details.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
Go ahead, caller. Got a question for Michael Harris II?
Hey, Mike. Are you giving away your Bronco again this year?
You know it. Let me tell you how. One lucky fan could drive home Michael Harris II's custom Ford Bronco. Go to winmoneymikesbronco.com and get a link to enter for a chance to win today. This year, it was all my idea. No purchase necessary. Odds depend on entries received. Open to select legal residents of Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee 18 or older. Rules at winmoneymikesbronco.com. Entries must be received by and sweeps ends 9/2/25. Void where prohibited.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guys in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Level up your summer projects with 4th of July savings on top brand cordless power tools from the Home Depot. Whether you're working on a fence, a planter box, or a new workbench, get the power and runtime you need with the Ryobi One Plus 18-volt 2 tool kit from the Home Depot for only $99, was $139. Get 4th of July savings on the cordless power you need to make summer projects easier than ever. Right now at the Home Depot.
Don't miss an incredible lineup of Braves giveaways this season, including bobbleheads, collectibles, and a replica jersey. Visit Braves.com/promos to see them all.
Spend your afternoon driving around with Chuck and Chernoff, and you could win a pair of Braves tickets. It happens during the 4 o'clock hour, weekday afternoons on 680 The Fan.
Well, the Mets win this one 7-3 over the Braves. One game left in this series. A win for the Braves tomorrow would give them 3 of 4 in this series. So that'll be our next broadcast tomorrow night. Braves and Mets right here at Citi Field in New York. Our Braves Radio Network coverage will begin at 5:55 Eastern with a Ford leadoff show. And the first pitch to follow at 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central. Matchup of righties tomorrow on the mound. Grant Holmes for the Braves. He's 4-6 with a 3.71 ERA. And going for the Mets, Griffin Canning, who is 7-3 with a 3.91 ERA. So for the guys back in studio, Joe Virgin, Cullen Madden, and Chris Moran, and also for Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, I'm Ben Ingram saying so long and good evening from Citi Field here in New York. Again, the final score, Mets 7, Braves 3. Stay tuned for the Hyundai Postgame Show. That's getting fired up right now with Barrett Sallee.
Thank you very much, Ben. Let's get to our Xfinity play of the game, and it came in the top of the 4th. Drake Baldwin golfs a solo homer to dead center field, his 9th of the season, and tied the game at the time. Xfinity knows live baseball is better with less freezing at the plate. That's why we deliver Wi-Fi built for streaming with ultra-low lag. Get the fastest connection to the Braves and stream more of the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Totals, highlights, and sound from the clubhouse coming up after the break. You're listening to the Hyundai Postgame Show on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to Atlanta Braves Baseball on the Braves Radio Network, lit by Louisiana Hot Sauce. This broadcast of Atlanta Braves Baseball is a presentation of the Atlanta Braves and Dickey Broadcasting Company, Atlanta.
Any use of the accounts, descriptions, and audio of today's game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves Major League Baseball Club and Dickey Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited.
Don't move, because the Hyundai Postgame Show is up next on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network, lit by Louisiana Hot Sauce.
Jeff Francoeur here to talk with you about your car insurance. You got to have it, so you might as well work with a company you can feel good about. As a farmer, I know the value in buying local and eating local. Partnering with Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is an investment in your community and in our access to food grown in Georgia. Because they're local, the service and response time is excellent. Get a quote at gfbinsurance.com.
Attention Braves fans, we have a major announcement. Tire Discounters is back as the tire retailer partner of the Braves. Here's their snazzy jingle.
Sorry to interrupt, but all of us at Tire Discounters are really excited because every time the Braves hit a homer, we're giving all the fans a great deal. Cash off on select tires and free alignments. And free oil changes. Okay, roll it. See store for details.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
The All-Star break is in sight, and that can mean only one thing. 2025 Topps Baseball Series 2 is here. Series 2 has something for every baseball fan, showcasing the season's most exciting rookies and iconic moments from the game's greatest legends. 2025 Topps Baseball Series 2 is also packed with exclusive game-use memorabilia and autographs from the league's biggest stars. Get to your local hobby shop or Topps.com to build your collection today.
There are 444 winners through July 1st, so what are you waiting for? Hurry and play Cash 4 today to instantly win an extra $444, only from the Georgia Lottery.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A. The A in Chick-fil-A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
Hey Atlanta, it's the little things we do together that can make a big difference. Atlanta area Chick-fil-A restaurants are teaming up with the Atlanta Braves Foundation on the Home Plate Project to help fight food security for families in need. Show your support by visiting braves.com/homeplate to learn more about food distributions in your area.
Hard hit ball to short, scooped up and tossed to second. Quick turnaround, it's going to be close. Throws it to first, and he's out. Double play.
A Braves double play is a well-oiled machine, just like Valvoline Instant Oil Change. We'll change your oil in about 15 minutes while you stay in your car. The only thing that'll be out here is your old oil. Drive into your neighborhood Atlanta location today. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Hey Braves fans, summer is officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Braves, so you know you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
Don't miss Tom Glavine and his Hall of Fame insight every Monday afternoon at 3:30 during Chuck and Chernoff on the radio home of the Braves, 680 The Fan and the Fan app.
Another ball game is in the books, and we've got it all covered. This is the Hyundai Postgame Show on the Braves Radio Network.
Fly ball sent to right field and deep, and Matt Olson has just tied this bad boy up.
All the highlights, news, and audio from today's game is on the way. All driven by your local Hyundai dealer. Proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. Visit buyhyundai.com. Now live from the Battery Atlanta at Truist Park. It's time for the Hyundai Postgame Show on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Welcome into the Braves Radio Network studios here in the Battery, Atlanta, just steps away from the right field gate at Truist Park. The Braves were looking for the sweep up there, or looking to win the series up there at Citi Field. But they fall in game 3 to the Mets 7-3. Ronald Acuna does have 2 RBI, gets on base twice. That extends his streak to 15 straight games in which he has reached base at least twice. Drake Baldwin also with the home run, his 9th of the season. Let's get to the highlights. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. Didier Fuentes on the bump facing Ronnie Mauricio to lead off the inning.
3-2 pitch and a fly ball to deep right. Ronald Acuna going to go back to the wall, and Ronald's going to watch that go. Ronnie Mauricio with a home run. That's his 3rd of the year, and it's now 1-0 Mets as the man who bats 8th just belted one over the right field wall.
Braves answer right back, though. Top of the 4th, Mets up 1-0 with 1 down. Drake Baldwin at the dish, squaring off against Clay Holmes.
1-2. And Baldwin drives one to deep center. McNeil going to go back. McNeil tracking out of room. That is gone. Drake Baldwin to dead center. Most cavernous part of this ballpark, and he just wrecked it over the wall to tie the game.
433 feet and 105 off the bat for Baldwin. Back and forth we go.